in the fucking South, but my family's also Irish, so you just get this fucking bastardization, and it's just an accent that I hate.
See, yeah, this is one thing that always like makes me giggle. When you see Irish American and talk about like their great granddad who came over from Ireland, and I'm like,
Yeah,
that's pretty much exactly the same as my family, but with England, and it's like it's treated so differently. It's like a lot of Americans take pride in being part Irish, while over here we're like, he came from Ireland, we don't talk about that.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Over here, it's mostly the case you were born here, so you're Swiss. No matter, nothing else asked.
Oh yeah, but
It's so weird about our heritage because like they all try to hold on to their accents, like my grandparents really, and it's weird because we're also from Tennessee. So yeah, you just get this weird bastardization, and they just hold on to it so much. It's like, okay.
Oh man, first time
you sound weird.
Okay, guys.
I thought everyone was playing a joke on me when I first went to Tennessee and heard how they were talking, and I'm like, this is a joke. And then the waiter started speaking like that, and then my boss started speaking like that, and I was like, what?
All right, guys, let's get started.
Yeah.
How shall we begin? Let's begin.
Yeah, let me just join the room.
Everyone hear me okay?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm in the watch together.
All right, let's get started. Good afternoon, folks, and thanks for joining the Smudcast. This is number 140, Event Horizon Nostalgia Critic, and this is a fairly old video about a fairly old movie from, I think, the late 90s, or was it the early 2000s? I can't recall.
98,
97.
97.
97, okay.
So yeah, I was confusing it with another film, so I had to look it up beforehand.
All right. It is a science fiction film, and it's gotten a cult following. I don't know why. I never got around to watching it when I was, around that when it came out. I know it had a lot of advertising. I do recall the commercials on TV. And I was like, what the hell is this thing? And then I think I eventually caught it on, like, we have this channel called City TV, which is like the generic everything channel for local news and movies. And I was watching, I was like, this is not, I mean, it's okay. I don't really care. It doesn't pull me in. It's just generic space fantasy stuff. And I guess there was some atmospheric horror emptiness there. And I was like, this is boring. I don't care. So, yeah, I don't know too much about the film. It's been a long while since I've seen it. And I don't know.
Similar.
Hello? Sorry, what?
I watch it I watch it every year. So
Really?
Oh, really?
It's also been a long time since I've seen it.
I like this movie. I do like this movie.
That's good.
I confused it with Sunshine, and I think Sunshine is pretty similar to Event Horizon, but just done a lot better.
That's a lot different.
Sunshine, right?
Sunshine's a lot different.
It's a lot different.
Well, okay. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, until it turns into a slasher film at the end, but yeah.
Okay, but yeah, that's very, very different plots. Less fantastical elements than Event Horizon, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess then I don't know this film at all.
We're
thought.
gonna talk about the fantasy elements in the film when it gets brought up, because it's very important to understand why I think the film is not as effective as it could be. But it's obviously a horror film, and there's a big budget with it, and all the advertising comes with it, and all the actors that I don't know why they signed up, but they did, so they're happy. And I don't know if it made any money, but we'll find out. So it's all Nostalgia Critic will go over all that crap, and we'll be happy to.
From the Wikipedia, upon release, the film was a commercial and critical failure, grossing $26.7 million in the U.S. on a $60 million budget. Oh my god!
$60 million is pretty big for that time.
That was a massive failure.
Especially back in '97. Yeah, that's
that's when Castlevania Symphony of the Night came out. That's when Final Fantasy VII came out. Jeez.
Sam
Chrono Trigger.
Wow, what a great year.
90s were great.
Yeah.
A lot of films are considered failures when they break even. And this thing was way under.
Yeah, I think the main reason why it got popular was in the UK. It was always shown at Halloween, and it was given out with like university. There's like a channel called E4 that always played it and gave like university students like free access to watch the movie. So it started getting a following at universities in the UK. So I think that's why it got a bit of a following. Yeah, that's where well, I didn't go to university, but when I went round to my friend's dorm, that's where we watched it, and that's where I got hooked on it.
Oh, neat. I actually watched the Cowboy Bebop movie back at university for the hell of it, but that's just me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cowboy Bebop, for the hell of it, is good at any time.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to introduce you guys. I'm so sorry. This is Setter on the left. This is Crazy Philosopher. He was with us last night. This is Fairy Joker from the normal Smudcast. We've got Sarcastic Hawk was also with us last night. And on the right, what is...
Hello.
I'm trying to... Oh, that's Zach. Okay. Hey, Zach. I couldn't quite figure out your avatar.
Wow. Just not important. That's fine.
No, I'm trying to figure out your avatar. I was like, what is that? It's all black. And
I'm a Chaos Santa Librarian man.
Okay.
Look closely, you can see what the title of his book is.
Sorry? The title of his book?
Oh. The title of his book, if you can zoom in close.
It just says yes.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. Well,
Yeah.
you guys
I have
ready
to
to
give
go?
credit to Cheddar for that avatar.
Oh, thank you, guys. Does Cheddar do all the artwork for you guys? I have no idea.
I did for him because he asked and I was in the mood.
Oh,
If you would like
Yeah.
something for me, I can make something for you.
well, that's nice.
Giggity.
All right. Okay, let's get started. We have about 24 minutes to go through, so this will take a while.
Are we, just a question, I'm trying to remember how old this one is. Is it when he did those really long skits? Because
Yes.
I think we can, skip it up.
No, we can't skip over them because that's prime roasting.
They're so horrible. They're horrible.
It's
It makes
fine.
me
That's
hurt.
just a time that we don't have to pause. We can just let it go and then go at the end of
Yeah.
it. That was cringe. Moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it makes
Yeah.
me hurt. It hurts.
I used to be a fan of this guy. It hurts that I used to be a fan of him when I was
I
growing
was
up.
I was
yeah.
When-
12 once too.
When you were 6, yeah, that's like, this was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yelling
Hey,
and
he-
throwing his arm in the air and speeding up the frame rate, you know?
So I have to give
Yeah,
credit
yeah.
to him a little bit. I have to give credit to him a little bit. Through his videos, I got more into English. So
Oh, interesting. That's a horrible way to learn
Sorry.
English, though, but holy crap.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
I watched a lot of
I
other
can-
things afterwards.
I can imagine Philosopher just waving his hands in front of the mirror going, "A bat credit card!"
Well, not quite.
He sits
He
in
can
front of the
act as
mirror
a-
and practice. I remember it, so
Yeah.
you don't have to.
All right.
Over and over.
No, you can act
Alright, let's
good,
let's jump in, shall we?
Yeah.
Message coming in.
Joe Crazy,
Patching it through.
good day, everyone. Are you guys watching some Nostalgia Critic? So we don't have to. That's right. We are. But technically, we're both watching it at the same time, so whatever. I don't know. It's kind of
Yeah.
weird that way, how this thing works. Anyway, let's get started.
I already hate it. How
Yeah.
dare you
So-
hate Goosebumps?
Right? Oh, this is his intro.
Yeah.
Read Stephen.
Don't read Stephen King.
No.
Stephen King's not that great. Just throwing that out there.
Oh god, this is. I know. This is how old it is. Yeah.
What is going on?
Just like part of a Halloween
It's
series or something.
yeah. It's nostalgia week.
Oh, yeah.
Oh God.
Look how there's bullshit
When was
about
this video released?
I guess about 3 years ago.
Oh, God.
3-4 years ago.
Oh, my God. It's all
2015.
text. That's still awful.
All right, so I
Almost.
already hate this.
God.
The text-
That was a cringe-worthy intro.
Didn't you like the pan flute? Come on, that was a nice flute.
No, I didn't. Thank you.
I liked the cash sounds that went together with the goosebump sound.
Did anybody see the Goosebumps movie with Jack Black?
No.
No.
Oh,
no.
then it had to be pretty recently because that was oh my god.
No.
this video.
Fine, recent.
Yeah, I
That was like
have to see.
2016.
The most recent thing with Jack Black I saw was that interpretation of The Princess Bride where everyone did a scene and he was climbing the cliffs of despair and it was a I don't know, it was some outdoor plaza. There was some staircase and that he was like going up the staircase crawling and the camera was like zooming down the staircase so it looked like it was a cliff. You don't remember that? The fan creation of like they took actual Hollywood actors, and they did
No,
a
no.
COVID version
No?
of the Princess Bride.
COVID version of Princess Bride. Oh no.
Not the Imagine song.
Oh dear!
I-
Oh, that sounds even
I-
worse.
He did the what was it? The Rocky Horror Picture. What was the song?
Oh,
Time Warp?
Time Warp. Yeah, he did a Time Warp. Yeah, that's the last time I saw him, and that was just like cringe level. 50. It was like, oh.
Jack Black did that?
Yeah, Tenacious D. Yeah, Tenacious D did it. Yeah, you had people like Elizabeth Warren and all political people
I was doing
on like Zoom calls trying to sing
Oh.
the song, and I was like, oh, it was like, oh no, kill me now.
You can't do the time mark if you're not in lingerie. Like, so.
I was pretty alright with none of them being in lingerie. Thank you very much.
Whoa!
Elizabeth Warren was in lingerie.
Wait, stop! No.
Yeah, I'm
No. Nostalgia Critic. Let's not get on a tangent.
Okay.
We can't do 4 hours like we did with Lolicon last night.
What? You did 4 hours on that shit?
She was a special case, guys. That's all we have to say.
Oh my goodness.
Very special.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that horrible jacket.
Oh my god, he changed so fast. I hate his face.
You've never seen him before, have
No. What are you doing? You're spilling so much. You're putting chocolate milk with you fucking monster. And the Reese's.
Get
All
on
the
with it.
Halloween.
Get on with it.
What is?
Get on with it. Get on with it.
This goes on for another 2 minutes. You guys seriously want to watch this?
No.
No,
Please, no.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize it go on for 2 minutes. I forgot that this was worse than SNL.
Oh my god.
What? This really is going on? I thought they were.
God, he just.
Yeah, play.
A
Yeah.
minute.
I'm putting in a plant.
Yeah, the devil's supposedly living up his arse or something now, so alright.
Dead Horizon was one of those films that got
Alright
a
then.
lot of advertising when it came out, but was a
Sam
critical
Neill.
box office failure,
Miss
leading
you.
to it disappearing real quickly. But over the years, it's grown a bizarre fan base. Of who, you may ask? Remember those jocks who wanted to think they were into hardcore scary movies for a couple seconds? Hey,
No.
you remember that movie that was like
No.
Star Wars,
Ha
but
ha.
kind of scary? Event
I
Horizon.
hate jocks.
What?
He's totally calling you out, Sarcastic Hawk. How do you feel about that?
Well,
That
I'm
was-
glad he thinks I'm a jock. I'm alright with that.
Hot take.
So,
I like how
Nostalgia
that's-
Man, I'm pretty sure only you
Did
encountered
you know
those
a jock
douches.
maybe that liked this movie?
Yeah.
Did you hang out with
don't know
those?
any
I don't think
jocks
he
that
even knows jocks.
I think he's just talking about his old friends at this point. Just
Back in high school,
Yeah.
when I had
I
friends.
had these two
No,
high
no.
school friends, but I'm
He's
just
talking about the people who used to beat him up at high school. No one was friends with him.
Well, there
Come
we
on.
go.
Please forgive us,
Yeah.
R.L. Stein. Thank you, Joe. Yes.
Whenever I hear about high schools in English-speaking countries, I think to myself, are we of the same species? Because the high school experience over here is drastically different.
Oh, yeah.
It's
So-
probably not
Oh,
as
yeah.
soul crushing.
Well, no, it's
Of
just
all the-
most
of all the
drastically
people I
different.
know
Most
who like. Sorry, carry on,
most
philosopher, go on.
most people are chill, and you have barely
Yeah.
any in groups. It's just
Mhm.
of all the same. You have just your different classes who have their stuff together, but that's the only difference.
Well, okay,
Yeah.
so a lot of the stereotype of the high school experience is based off of movies, which are based off of people who are like, 50 right now. So that was high school in like the 80s and 90s, a really toxic part where people weren't really allowed to go outside their bubbles, but it really isn't like that anymore. Yeah, they do hang out with each other, but there's a lot more cross interest things that
Overlap.
go on. Yeah, there's a lot more overlap. People are a lot
Yeah.
more chill. It's still pretty soul crushing because it's so much pressure, and you're trying to learn the social graces, but everyone will forever remember when you fail at that.
Yeah.
Well,
But the thing where he's saying here about it was only jocks who liked it, I don't think I have any of the people that I actually know are jocks who like this movie. In fact, most people who I would class as, and put in quotation marks, jocks, don't like this movie. So I don't know where he's getting this from.
I don't even know very many jocks that are just have mentioned it ever, or would even be terribly interested in sci-fi.
I don't know many jocks who talk like Sylvester Stallone either, so hey ho.
Yeah, that's true.
High school was the first time I saw a guy get punched so hard he shit himself.
Okay.
Thanks, Zach. Great addition.
I love America. I love freedom.
I love
America
everywhere.
When you can go to high school and get the shit knocked out of you, that's great. That's America. That's freedom.
Oh yeah.
High school over here was.
Oh yeah.
High school over here.
A flag, drinking coffee, going America.
Yeah, right. If you get decked in high school in America, you both get suspended. So the general advice here is if someone's coming after you, absolutely pound them to the ground because you're going to get in as much trouble as if you do nothing.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Or
What a great rule to
Over
life.
here, high school was much more chill and nicer than the primary schools and secondary school. But also over here, high schools are about, hey, you're here for university, so learn your shit or you're out.
Yeah. My high school, people got shanked in the bathrooms. Pretty regularly.
Yeah, well, it's just
Now
overall
they just get shot at.
Yeah. God.
All
Cowards. Yeah, let's move on. Yeah.
Okay, I can't say that's all of them, but it's usually the ones that I've come across. Nevertheless, it's still hard to figure out why this has gotten the attention it has over the years, but maybe this Nostalgia-ween, we can figure it out.
Oh, probably because people like
Let's
it,
see
you
why
fuck.
Hell has such a fucking weird realtor.
Oh my god.
This is Event Horizon.
Jesus Christ.
Toilets.
So after hearing music by that nightclub,
laughing
you
at
pass
the
by and go, nah, we get some
Farts, guys. Fiery farts. It's funny.
Fart noises.
So full disclosure, I actually haven't seen this movie. The only thing I know about Event Horizon was that bit in Mahler's video where he's like, Sam Neill's crawling around on motherboard.
Yeah, there's a lot more to it than that.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it.
There's quite a lot of actual big name actors in this, which is
Lawrence Fishburne and Sam Neill, and also
you got Jason Isaacs in there.
Sure, that guy.
You've also got what's his name who plays Alfred in Gotham.
That one.
British guy's actor. I should know since he's British.
You're not talking about.
Because he's also in like Dog Souls. He's in lots. He's in a lot.
Jolie Richardson.
Yeah, Jolie Richardson's in there.
Richard T. Jones.
Oh, who am I thinking of?
Jack Noseworthy.
John Cena.
Well, yeah, there's quite a few. Like it's not just a crappy B movie where they just manage to get like one or two big names. There's actors who know what they're doing in it.
Sure.
So.
And
if you have
they had high hopes.
Yeah, well, it doesn't help if the actors know what they're doing if the director doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
background setting. Oh, so we colonized the moon this year, huh? Why am I always the last to know these things? Christ, this is always what happens when I
it's
write
called
my homework
fiction.
too much. And seeing how this is from the director of Mortal Kombat, I expect to see some pretty bad CGI coming up here. Oh, yeah. Taste that mediocrity. Oh,
it doesn't look that bad.
It looks fine. It's in a dark room, so it's not so noticeable because the lighting doesn't shift. I mean, it's not that great.
Well, that's the
I'm
problem.
going to back that up just a little bit.
Sure, that's the problem with CGI. At this stage, the lighting is never going to be very good unless they spend a lot of time rendering that sort of dynamics.
Seeing how this is from the director of
See, that's
Mortal
fine.
Kombat, I expect
Look at that. Look, that looks. Look at this shot. That looks really nice.
It looks fine.
It's the inside.
The ship. The ship looks really good. It's a nice design.
Coming up here. Oh.
And that little notebook flying by. That looks fine. It's blurry, so it's.
I mean,
blurry in a dark room.
at least took time to show like separate pages.
Yeah,
You know,
this
it's
is
not just
this is how we're going to look at
nitpicky.
rendered
It's
or
not a
pre-rendered
JPEG.
shots.
Oh,
No.
sake.
Like when we talk about
This isn't.
real-time lighting, like you'll see when you get the new graphics cards this year or next year, whenever you guys eventually upgrade your computer or buy a new computer, you're going to see what real-time lighting is all about and why it's so important. Like this is real-time lighting has been such a big deal in CGI for the past ever, because it's so hard to do. It takes so much power to do things in real time. So I can tell just by that is definitely not a light map. There's no actual light coming from those things on the wall causing anything to interact with. Like it's pretty obvious. So even the light objects on the floor there, those aren't affecting anything. They're just balls
Just
of
kind
light.
of glowing.
They're
So
not.
any bouncing light they would have to do manually then.
Yeah. Well, I'm a peasant who's of the opinion that artistic design always trumps graphics, and even if the CGI is not, great, if it's a great design, I can forgive that.
Yeah, look at this year. Well, this year there was watching Babylon 5. Horrible CGI.
Oh yes, Babylon 5. Yeah, it really. Oh god.
And
I was
same
just
with
from the
Lex. I don't know if you guys remember watching Lex on TV. That also had really bad.
Yes, Lex as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've never heard of it.
Oh, it's like the
Lex.
sexy,
Never heard of a
violent
giant
version.
insect.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's wonderful.
It's
A lot of
fantastic.
stuff a lot of stuff comes over here a couple years later, so
Well, it's pretty old.
I don't really follow series or films that much, so
That's okay.
Well, with Lex, because it's a Canadian-French production, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
Is that what it was?
that's why we got it.
But yeah, it came over and was only shown for a short time in the UK. But my uncle loved it that much. He went out and like scoured for the actual box sets of it and bought it all, and it was great. It's funny.
Canadian and German.
It's wonderful.
A
Oh, is it? Oh.
Canadian German
Could've watched
production.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It got what's his name? There is one. They got quite a few. Yeah, it's got quite a few good, interesting things in it. It's great. There's a horny lizard lady. So, which yeah. Good times.
Okay.
Best
You
time.
had me at hoarding wizard lady.
Oh, it's great. It's dismemberment and sex and bugs and crazy.
Yeah.
Sounds
like
Lex. Yeah, Lex the ship is a giant dragonfly.
Yeah.
That just like destroys planets and eats it as it eats the whole planet as fuel.
Tasty.
Galactus?
And the captain is called Stanley, and he's like a janitor. So it's wonderful.
Finn from The Last Jedi was a janitor. That's all I got.
Weren't you doing janitor duty last night?
Eat my ass.
Yeah.
Oh,
working as a
yeah.
janitor.
Taste that mediocrity. Oh, that's making Shark Boy and Lava Girl look like Lord of the Rings right now. Hold on, I got some even more great effects I can find in here.
Oh,
We get a pretty
Spook
cool looking
fight.
image, which it turns out is just the dream of our main character, Sam Neill. And naturally, what you just saw plays no part in anything whatsoever. Christ, I really hate these dream sequences in movies that don't tie into
that
anything.
accurate,
They're the
Hawk?
equivalent of that
Wait,
girl
what?
and who tells you
What? It's to show that. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Just tell us why. Tell us why you hate it. Don't give us an equivalency.
The point of the dream sequence is to show that already his mind, there's things on his mind, and later on in the film, the ship can play on that. Because
He's vulnerable
So-
mentally.
yeah, so it's already setting things up to say, oh, this can, he's got something in there, and he's already got these sort of strange dreams, and the ship can play on them. I mean, it's simple, just setting up.
It's
Come
very
on,
similar
Nostalgia
to
Critic, it's
Nostalgia
just
Critic isn't really good
that's-
about seeing the setup for what it is.
right. This is like
he doesn't like everything he reviews.
the more traditional horror story, whereas Solaris was more of a psychological horror story, where it's not there to freak the hell out of you. It's there to freak you out, but then there's a revelation at the end of what that means, as opposed to this. And the problem with this, we'll get to it. because I know we'll talk about it soon, is the lack of understanding of between what's going on and why.
All her dreams without relating it to the
definitely
situation.
Could be clearer.
Oh my god, it's such a weird dream last night that things were floating and this guy was floating and I was floating too.
I hate her.
Oh my god, you should put that in your movie!
No.
Come on, it'll be
That's not how it works.
Lynch's wife says that he
That's
puts
not how it
her
works.
dreams in his movies.
Alright, fine, I will get you off my back.
Oh my god, I had a dream you would say that.
We then see Neil on a space
I
station.
had a dream that I
The
killed myself after
cinematography
watching
takes
this.
his flushing toilet approach as he intercepts a ship known as the Lewis and Clark. Yeah, they were gonna call it the Sacagawea, but even in the future, nobody cares about Native Americans. The captain of the ship is played by judging by his acting, makes me wonder more and more if this was just a really bad prequel to the Matrix.
We were taken off a well-deserved leave.
Did he say it's a prequel to The Matrix?
Yeah, because Lawrence Fishburne's actor.
Sure. Because Lawrence
actor
Fishburne has
in
only ever
different
done one
movie.
thing ever.
Yeah. Wait, if he's going to go like that, isn't Pee-wee then a prequel to The Matrix as well? Because that had Lawrence Fishburne in it.
Event Horizon was probably not the greatest Jurassic Park sequel, but I support it.
I thought it was a prequel.
A sequel to Jurassic
Clearly,
Park.
you can tell by the spaceships.
Oh, that's true.
You can tell by the way it is.
Found a way.
Life.
Nostalgia Critic does find the weirdest things to pick out in problems.
Yeah. No,
and it.
I've noticed that Nostalgia Critic seems to really harp on aesthetic choices, and things are normally arbitrary. Things are inconsequential, or at least relatively inconsequential.
I don't think
it's like that notebook floating past. Okay,
I think
great.
he has a big problem that quite a few YouTubers have that cover films and other things, is that they have a hard time actually figuring out why a thing is bad and then explaining that to you.
Well, they don't have the vocabulary of describing why
art
something
is
is. Yeah, basically. There are words that the academics use to describe this event, but they don't even know how to describe what the event that they're seeing even is. And so,
is this event Horizon?
Shut up.
I mean, even then, I think the people could, put it in layman's term, but I just think he's very, very bad at explaining why a thing is bad.
This in layman's term, but they have to understand what it is, because
true enough.
It's sort of like how words define how you think. You can't think in the way to describe what you're seeing if you don't have the language to describe it.
I mean, I think you could be kind of aware of the concept. You just couldn't quite,
Oh yeah.
Put it into a right shape.
The vocabulary. His just tiny little peanut brain can't discern things that he doesn't like versus things that are bad.
No. The thing is, he doesn't like this movie, and the problem is he hasn't found enough wrong with the movie, so he's got to try and nitpick anything else.
We're looking at the cinema.
Works. Yeah.
What is it? The Cinema Sins treatment right now.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he's just literally finding anything to say it's bad. I mean, talking about the dream of Sam Neill, you could easily just say, well, that might be leading to something later on. Not just, it's worthless, there's no point to it. Well, hold on a second, that's the first dream sequence. Anyone watching it has no idea where it's going to lead up to.
No reason.
No, yeah. Well, I think it's also he's rapid firing jokes.
That's what I was saying earlier. I was going to say, it's just that, as Smud was saying earlier, the clarity on exactly what that means, the dream, could have been used more effectively.
Yes.
And he could criticize that, but he isn't. He's just saying, this dream, I don't know what it means, therefore bad.
Yeah.
He isn't trying to shop around if he doesn't understand.
my retort to that was, well, I do understand, so I think good. See, we're at a standstill now.
Whether it's a dream or a flashback, it should lend itself to something that's going to be foreshadowed. So if it doesn't, then it's like, okay, it's just on his mind, good to know, but ultimately not too relevant to the plot. And we'll see if that's the case, because it does something pop up later. So I wonder why he said that. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
Maybe just
at
trying
the
to
very
balance
least, you
it.
could say that it foreshadows the events to come.
Yeah.
But it also doesn't. We don't have a reason why that would have happened.
Yeah.
We get a foreshadowing event without a reason for it. At the very best, or the worst, I should say.
Like that's something you can criticize. Like this is foreshadowing, but how does Sam Neill foreshadow this? Is he psychic? What the fuck's going on with that? That's something you can objectively criticize. But to say, oh, no, it's bad, no reason, stupid, dumb, lame, idiot. Like, oh, all right then.
Like I say, I like this movie, but I will hold my hands up and say, yeah, there's problems with it. It's not a masterpiece. I enjoy it, but you know, I'm not going to pick apart details that quite clearly, if you watch the movie, you could get some sort of idea about it.
Criticizing it wrong.
Well, right now, this scene with Sam Fishburne and was it Neil or was it Sam Neill? What was his name?
Dr. Grant. Get it right, Todd. Pay attention.
Like it feels real. Like this scene feels like they're on a spaceship and they're doing something really professionally. Like it feels like that.
Mm-hmm.
Even with the woman dressed, like they don't care because you're getting changed. No one cares about modesty. Like we have a job. We don't. It's all serious.
Yeah.
She's wearing sports bra and boy shorts. Like
but they live and work together for like 6 months to a year, sharing the same small thing. No one cares, and it just feels like an actual work environment.
And speak for yourself. Titties are titties.
well, yeah. Everybody is.
I don't disagree.
Zach.
A is indeed A. Thank you, Zach. It's very, very astute.
The floor here is made out of floor.
Thanks, Joe. This guy has been doing this for more than a decade. How is he still so bad at this? It's his shtick. That's what he does. He thinks it's great. No problem.
Yeah.
I mean, bravo to him. People like it. He's got millions of subs or whatever.
If you're surrounded by yes men, you're not going to improve.
Oh yeah.
What gets me is he cites the BBC comedy Red Dwarf as a big influence on him, and I'm just like,
wow.
So you watch that, and it's a great series, a great comedy, but all your jokes fall flat, and it's just. I just don't understand. Like he always says all these things that influence him, but I still can't see what his jokes are just kid jokes.
I think that's what it is that they are kid jokes, and he was the first to really grab the child demographic on that, and he was the first big branded type of criticism YouTuber, and that's the only reason he's still kind of around today is because he was the first, and he had that following for so long.
There was a distinct...
He's in touch with the kids.
There's
all you have to do to make it big on YouTube is just go, just make videos for long enough, and people will think that you're good. People will clap at anything.
There's a distinct quality.
I will say one thing. Thank God, when I was 18, I found Smud's videos and learned what real criticism was. Otherwise, I'd still be a fan of this idiot.
Oh, dude.
Who?
Well, I will say that comedy. If he was inspired by British comedy, there's a distinct understanding and flavor. The same way there's a distinct quality to Australian comedy and especially American comedy. American comedy. I don't know if you guys ever watched Saturday Night Live. Ever, it's not for everyone. So
that's woke comedy.
Yeah, if you don't get it, you're gonna like you. If you don't get the joke or the style, like you're gonna just ruin your influence. So.
It's like most British comedy isn't over the top shouting and screaming like what he does. So that's why I always get confused where he goes, "Oh, I was influenced by these things." I'm like, "You're not showing it, mate."
I can't remember who, but someone was doing an analysis on him, or maybe it was someone who worked for him and left, was saying that he actually tells people to be more animated, to be like an animated character. That's what he's
that
cartoon.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell by the way this woman's neck was just made of rubber.
All right. Well, let's. I think we've meandered along enough about.
No, not enough.
No. Another hour.
Silence, Zach.
I'll just put it on mute.
Silence, liberal.
So here's Bo.
Let's just see how he complains about this scene.
You're watching the Nostalgia Critic, so we don't have to. Well, again, Bogue, if you're watching it with us, we're all in this together. So.
Morpheus needs to speak, people.
Okay.
and sent into Neptune space. We are now 3 billion clicks from the nearest outpost.
What if I told you were starring in shit?
Oh, shut
Now, of
Oh
course,
my
it couldn't
gosh.
rip off
What?
the Matrix because it wasn't around yet, but you know what had been around for a while at this time? Alien. And tell me if you see anything, fucking anything that has the tiniest bit.
Oh my god, movies take inspiration from each other. What the fuck?
Oh my
Oh,
god,
that-
circular design on spaceships is like only can be one thing.
They're also,
Space
they're
pod's
also
bad.
not too similar. And also, the way humans are, stuff tends to just get similar shapes.
Yep.
People can come to the same idea independently.
Because, yeah, it
Wow,
needs,
a
it
ship
needs to
has
be
a brown
functional.
background.
It needs
Ship
to be
has a brown
functional.
background.
Wait, there are pipes in this ship. Alien had pipes. We can't have pipes.
wow,
Pipe's
this
bad.
looks
Yeah.
industrial and like the inside of an engine. Wow, they're
But
definitely copying.
are the pipes? Is it okay if the pipes are hidden in the walls?
I mean, it
No,
makes it feel
pipe's
grungy.
bad. I know
love
that
they're
nice facade over the pipes.
Well,
These
you know,
people are wearing
what I'm
clothes
saying.
in this scene. They wore clothes in
Design
Alien. They can't wear
aesthetic
clothes here.
I think they need to paint the walls extra white to bring in a
design
little more
aesthetics, they have certain impact on
Yeah.
people, on audiences, especially the general audience. So when
Yeah.
you want to go for something, is it really that bad that you're have a similar aesthetic to something else because you want to evoke the same kinds of things? I don't
same
think so.
feelings.
You
And
know,
right
with
here,
that,
they're obviously trying to convey claustrophobia from being in the ship for so long.
Yeah.
So of course, the
What
horrors
is
are
the
harder to
criticism?
talk.
What
Also-
is the criticism about? Oh,
Look at
things
this
look
picture
similar.
in picture.
Wow,
Picture in
wonderful.
picture.
Clap.
That looks nothing like the actual setting. That's just
No.
a picture of a hallway. This looks like a conference room that they're in right now.
Also,
You know-
that picture of the hallway isn't from Alien.
Right, but that picture in
It is
shit.
from Alien.
this,
No, it's a
this,
picture. It's from Red Dwarf. It's the corridor scenes they use. I'd know
Sure.
it anywhere. That's
Really?
that's not Alien. Yeah,
okay, it looks very
Oh, cool.
similar.
He already
But,
fucked that
what
up.
Maybe
that's the idea because rustic use futures tend to look the same. That's
mean,
the
it
whole
just-
point of it. Yeah. It's
This
a used
argument just
future.
is. It's kind of like going to any fantasy novel and saying, "Oh my goodness, your dwarfs are short and have beards. You copying Tolkien over here?"
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, or like all retrofuturism looks the same. Wow.
Your vehicles travel in space. You copying Star Wars?
Right.
Yeah. Well,
This is a stupid criticism.
Well,
and
Yeah.
I think
I
we
would
can
rather
just-
look at the genre, which is horror or a subset of horror.
Mhm.
So naturally, you want to have like this. I think Setter was right. The claustrophobic feeling. You have that gritty,
Yep.
dark industrial look. It feels familiar, but it's not. You know, it's alien. So that's the kind of great set design I expect from a science fiction show. And I think I think we can say it's a fantastic looking ship. It
it's
feels
top notch.
It
Yeah.
feels like you're on a spaceship. That's what I like. So even though I don't understand anything in the shot, the lighting, I don't understand how the lighting is generated. I don't know how gravity is generated, how air. I don't understand any of it. It feels like it's lived in. It works. They're workers.
Yeah.
They've been there for a while.
There's logic to
You don't
it.
even-
can
you don't
kind
even
of
need to.
in-
Not to
find the idea of
Right.
like associated products that do things. Oh, this probably does it the same, and it's a visual message.
That's why movies work, because if you have this in a book, you have to describe the pipes, you have to describe the lighting, you have to describe the air, you have to all this stuff just to get okay. We know where we are, and off we go. So this is visually why you do movies. So it's good stuff. Anyway,
Do
You
not
could just
need to
pay-
explain a mechanic or a setting unless it is relevant to the plot.
that's true.
Yeah, not to mention that Event Horizon has more of a gothic industrial, whereas Alien has, gosh, I don't know how to describe it, but it's industrial.
Space trucker simulator.
Gothic at the very
Yeah.
least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Space. Yes. Yeah.
Space trucker.
Not to be confused with the actual film Space Truckers, which is absolutely terrible.
It's yeah,
What
it's
about
kind
ice
of hard to
truckers? How's that?
to understand. Like the H.R. Geiger's design work was not translated as strictly to
Oh God, no!
to spaceship like industrial stuff. Even though it is very industrial, it's not. It's nowhere near as crazy as his drawings. So,
No, well, his stuff is mostly a mixture between mechanical and biological.
yeah,
That
right,
was his big
Yeah.
fascination, mixing the two things.
Yeah.
right. And I don't think they could ever achieve
Terrifying.
that properly. unless
a
they did
weird guy.
like Dune or something. Like Dune would probably pull it off because there was a mix of biological. But
Also, fun fact: the name is actually pronounced Giger.
really, thank you, I appreciate it.
Giger.
Yeah, Giger.
Don't be rude, Smud.
No. It's the same with saying Emmanuel Kant.
I mean, he was a Swiss artist, so.
Yeah.
Didn't he do like concept drawings for Dune? And
The spice must flow.
I don't know, maybe I'm
Yeah.
thinking of something different, but we can continue on.
He's
with
got
this.
He did, but not the Dune you're thinking. It's Jodorowsky's Dune that he did it for.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm thinking.
Of an alien feel or look. Actually, let me make this easier. Tell me if there's anything that does not have an obvious alien feel.
Wow.
Yeah,
Even the truckers in space thing.
Fine.
In Alien, it
Fine.
worked because that's what they were. They were coming home from a mining job, and then suddenly they were woken up to
These
check out a
people
disturbance.
are-
Here, these
these
people
people
were
are coming back.
specifically hired to locate an abandoned ship, and yet they act like they have no idea about anything
Okay. So
space.
Okay.
What?
I'm going to say that the characters in Alien are more iconic because of their attitudes and personalities, whereas the characters in Event Horizon aren't as memorable because, yes, they don't know what's going on, but that's part of the genre. So you have to have people who are unaware what the danger is, what is really happening. They have a specific skill set, and that's what we need to know. That's all. They can be whatever. They could have a psychologist. They could have a bottle juggler. It doesn't really matter, so long as we know exactly what they're doing.
Well, but also not every scene has to be about them doing stuff concerning space.
Of course.
I mean, it just
Sorry, I'm
could
still
be,
just laughing about a bottle juggler.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's just them having
Whatever.
a fun chat or something like that.
So that's the reason why I think it looks better.
A bottle juggler in Event Horizon.
It's a secret ingredient to spaceships working. You have to juggle those bottles, man. You can't use it in AI. You can't use a machine.
It's just amazing. Sorry, Smud.
The sense of the reactor that keeps everything going is just a guy juggling
7-Up
bottles.
is the secret ingredient. You got to juggle those 7-Up bottles, man.
I'm just imagining in the engine room, you see them all like around, and you just see Smud in the background juggling bottles, going, "Don't worry, guys, you got it."
Damn artificial
I got it,
gravity.
boys.
You're a G, so he's
The only
just
problem
moving
with
the
that
bottles
is-
around, and they're going wherever, and the liquid is just kind of like going off into the air in little droplets. And you're like,
Yeah.
"It's so talented," and you have to pull them out when they fly too far.
The only
That's-
problem
Yeah,
with that
they've
is that I
got-
can
they've
only
got-
imagine Smud as Commander Shepard, so it's just Commander Shepard in the engine bay of the Normandy, just juggling bottles, trying to keep the ship afloat.
Maybe that's how he tries to impress Garrus to finally get him off the turrets.
Damn it, Telly.
Well, yeah, like
we need more carbonated beverages down here. What's your problem? Stop drinking them all.
You can't kick my Diet Coke addiction. My Coke.
But yeah, it's
So yeah,
but
again,
in this scene, they do explain like how they all interact with each other. It's like a normal crew. You've got the doctor, you've got the pilot, you've got the engineer, you've got like
The
electrical
demolition
expert.
specialist.
Yeah, you've got the disgruntled sniper.
Yeah.
But this scene does
In
explain
this-
who these people are. And,
Which
like,
one's the demolition specialist?
That was just a joke.
It's a joke, Zach.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah, like-
yeah. In this setting, we have each person is specialized. You know, it's not like here in our time where all astronauts are scientists first, and then they have their specialty on top of that. You know, or they're not, scientists / astronauts, and then they have their specialty on top of that. These are just normal people with their normal job, and then they go onto a spaceship and do their thing.
Yeah, this is again.
And
you
he
could
seems to think that's a huge problem.
combine the characterization or lack thereof with the pacing of the story, which is again indicative of the genre. So if you have pacing, you're going to eliminate a lot of elements
Message coming in.
that might have
Patching it through.
been helpful to expand upon. And when you compare that to the rest of the genre, like with Solaris, they really slow it down. It gets slowed down so much because they're interpreting from a book or the 1970s version or whatever it was, so that you get more context for the character because it's a psychological thriller, whereas this one is more of
It's just
straight up thriller. So it's not as
But this
important.
scene's still very early on. Still very early on in the movie.
Right.
It's not like we're half an hour in and we're getting introduced to it. This is like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
10 minutes
That's
in.
that.
We're not even a quarter of the way through this video.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Remember the
Use a
days.
rotating magnetic field to focus a narrow beam of gravitons. These in turn fold space-time.
Layman's terms.
Fuck layman's terms. Do you speak English?
No, sorry. Allow me to explain using porn.
This piece of paper represents space-time. It
Oh my
folds
gosh.
space so that point A and point B coexist in the same space and time.
Tell me more about this space thing.
What's wrong with his explanation?
This
It's
is-
perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine.
This is a classic explanation.
He's trying to explain
Yeah.
how space. He's trying to explain how the engine makes space fold. So what he's done is he's grabbed the nearest piece of paper, which happened to be a poster, and said it folds like this. This is what the engine does. And what it does is it makes a little hole, and you can travel through this hole, get from one point to the other.
Isn't that a tesseract?
Yeah.
I mean, I think I've heard this explanation in
Yeah.
A Wrinkle in Time.
believe it or
that's
not,
the first I've heard it.
This is in Dune as well.
Not the movie.
This is in many science fiction stories, so it's very
Yeah.
very
Well,
common.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah,
the
I'd
basic.
say-
It's just a wormhole.
It's
I
the
would say
basic
that the-
explanation for faster than light travel in many places.
Yeah.
So
The only problem I have with this scene, as far as like a criticism, somewhat similar to him, would be that similar to Nostalgia Critic, is that all of these fantasy or futuristic settings, they never reference people's pop culture understandings. They have to explain from the basics. But at the same time, if you do that, you also risk alienating any audience members who aren't hip
Die-hard
to the
science
lingo.
fiction.
Well, but also, if
exactly.
you think about if you want to make a film that can be understood, even if it's watched, technically speaking, 200 years later, and so maybe pop cultural references there might be also a thing that.
yeah, but the thing you have to remember about this is the engine, the warp drive, I'll just call it, on the Event Horizon is a prototype. It's the first of its. It's a completely secret thing. So the people he's explaining to have no idea. The idea of faster than light travel is meant to not exist in this universe before the Event Horizon. So he's trying to explain a completely brand new thing to him. So
Oh yeah.
so yeah, it's gonna sound confusing to these people. So yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what's wrong with this scene. It's just
Maybe
a
it's-
basic
Maybe
explanation.
he doesn't understand it, so he thinks that it's nonsense because he's too dense and peanut brain.
Yeah, but
No,
I've, but I've
the
seen,
problem
I've
is
seen
that there
things-
was a whammon on the piece of paper.
The
Oh yeah,
pornea.
that was porn. That was porn.
That was awful.
Pornea.
Yeah, it's just-
How dare we objectify women?
Why is the dishwasher talking?
Yeah. Well.
Is someone shopping at the mall or
Grab it in the
something?
background.
I'm hearing
Are you
like
having another house party? Oh my god. You didn't invite me to the last one. My friend did.
sounds like
I'm not
slamming
into
like
the
those
house
carts
party.
together. They just bought a big.
We're supposed to be on lockdown.
Shh.
No, stop! Don't! Oh my god!
See, you can't actually do that.
The law of relativity prohibits faster than light travel.
Yeah, come on, buddy. We're mere astronauts. It's not like we're smarter.
No.
We already talked about
No,
It's a
they're not
dimensional
astronauts.
gateway that allows it to jump instantaneously from one point of the universe to another light years away.
How?
Well, it's difficult to. It's all math.
Yeah, what do you think we are, rocket scientists?
We
They're not,
already-
They're not, though.
We should probably know all of this.
It's like asking
In
someone
fact,
who's
there's
riding a
technically
bus if
very
they
few
understand how the
scientists on the
engine
voyage
works.
at all.
Also, it's rocket engineer, not rocket scientist.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
fine. It's fine. We already talked about it. He's retarded. We know this. Moving on.
Oh, wouldn't it more sense to send more of them in? Or anyone who knows what they're fucking supposed to do?
Skipper, I got a question.
No one
Well,
knows.
no.
What the
Sam
fuck
Neill,
are we
Sam
doing
Neill
there?
made
Sorry.
made the engine.
It's a
Sam Neill is the
secret mission.
expert in this. These people
Also,
are
isn't
just
it-
there to help him
Yeah, but isn't it
do the
also that all of
basic
them?
stuff.
All of them have very specific functions, and they know how to do those.
They're just meant to get the engines working and tow it back to the nearest spaceport. That's why they have that team. Sam Neill is there because he's asked to go to it to see what's happened. That's all it is. All this is just a towing job. They are literally just a towing company. And the only reason Sam Neill's even there, and they know about anything about the engine, well, the prototype engine, is because Sam Neill is there explaining it because he wants to see what's happened.
I mean, don't we have quite a few scenes in Alien where Ripley explains how stuff works to the other crew members because they are not experienced with it? If I remember correctly, there was 1 or 2 scenes like that.
Yeah,
they even explain the motion sensor.
Yeah, to explain things to the audience, you know?
Yeah, but it also makes sense in the settings because you have crew that all have different functions, and so they don't need to know the whole thing.
So it's
What does the doctor know about faster than light travel engines? He's a doctor.
I mean, yeah, why would a doctor need to know how to navigate?
A lot of the scientists
complex
that go
stuff.
up into space these days don't exactly know exactly how the engines work because they're in a different field. They study something else.
Also, wouldn't modern day astronaut need to know relativity very specifically? I don't think that's quite relevant for our space travel.
I don't think that they study it. They have their own thing that they're there for. Like relativity happens, and I guess they're warned about it because I think time goes.
Time dilation certainly, but just the very complex stuff like space-time relativity and all that stuff. They don't need to know that.
Yeah, they don't need to know that, and they probably don't. They're probably just whatever they're studying there specifically.
This is just a bog standard towing company that they've just hired. It's not this is not the best of the best of the best that I think Nostalgia Critic's trying to make out they are. They are literally just the first people who took the contract to tow a ship.
Yeah, and even today, they're not the best of the best of the best. The reason why they had to be at first was because of the new technology, and they had to be prepared if something went wrong. Well, now the process has been streamlined, and they've had safeguards, so you don't have to have the best of the best of the best to be astronauts.
The best of the best are doing the calculation to create the rockets, but they're not the ones piloting them.
Yeah, it's the pilot one that go in a situation under pressure to pilot these very dangerous things in places they've never been, in situations that are highly deadly. Space is very deadly.
This is literally. This is, I think the Event Horizon is like orbiting one of Neptune's, around Neptune or something. I can't, or something like that. So it's still in the solar system. It's just
Uranus.
It's
the solar system is pretty big, by the way.
Oh yeah,
yeah, no, it's pretty big, but in a spacefaring sci-fi.
Yeah, no, even still, it's actually the bigger than one would think.
Yeah, exactly. But what I'm trying to say is, it's not like they're sending out the explorers and everything like that. This is just like, it's the cars broke down the other side of town. Just hire a tow company and just bring it back here. But you've gone, no, I want to go with the tow company to see if my car's all right.
It's hitching a ride with the normal.
All right, let's just keep on.
Someone in the chat said in 40K you just travel through hell to get somewhere.
What's that?
This isn't a Warhammer.
That's ironic,
stream.
Really. That's ironic, though.
Okay, put a banner on it. This isn't a Warhammer stream.
Oh dear, no.
Oh.
A surprise. Now, I know you're all qualified to handle top secret information, but I saw one of you take a selfie with Sophie's birthday cake, and, well, the entire surprise party was just ruined. This calls for another completely pointless scare.
I'm waiting.
I almost wanted to convince you that was a real scream, but then halfway through I was like, fuck it, it's Event Horizon.
That was some funny editing.
Christ, how many fake-out dreams can a guy have? Oh, what a horrible dream.
Oh god, oh no.
Well, at least I'm awake now. That's it! I'm sticking with reality! Come on, Cheshire Cat! When they finally get to the Event Horizon, Fishburne navigates them in with his incredibly silly hanging chair.
10,000 meters and closing, sir.
He looks looks like a rocking old lady. Why does he have that?
Probably
The scope is lit!
stability.
He has a ton more buttons to push.
Seems
Why does he
perfectly
get the
fine.
jungle gym furniture?
It's fine.
I'm a spaceman.
This is the
It's fine. It's fine.
After connecting safely to this incredibly immature music I'm now putting over it.
Holy shit,
docking
really?
Send in a probe.
because their ship is fucking the other ship. It's funny.
I look more like
I'm sweating. So hot.
Well, I like mechanical engineering, so you know.
Also, was that Sam Neill's actual scream in that?
Oh!
Yeah, what?
Okay, now I know where that soundbite comes from. Thank you.
It's like I think
Message
someone
coming
just
in.
said that it's like, what is this criticism?
through.
He's not criticizing anything about actual important stuff. He's going, oh, that chair's wobbly. Oh, well done, great.
Their ship,
oh my
other
God.
ship have penis. Like, oh, all right.
Again, this is for 12-year-olds.
Yeah, but
This is
even
a
12-year-olds
review
have
for
got to-
12-year-olds intended for retards.
Reminds me of the
is a movie about laser swords.
was that clip from Troll 2 with that guy with the glasses? Like, oh my
Yeah.
god,
They're eating her, and then they're gonna eat
they're
me.
gonna eat
Oh
me.
my
Oh
god!
my god!
Classics.
Okay, Sam Neill phoned in his performance in this
Fine.
movie.
He
That's
was
perfectly
think
fine.
he's coming
doesn't
off of
have to act in
Jurassic Park.
anything.
Okay, of course he's gonna
Yeah.
phone it in.
Yeah, he's like I've done Jurassic Park. I don't have to work ever again.
I looked a T-Rex in the mouth. What do you have for me?
The lady kind of looks like Laura Dern every time I look side glance at her.
Yeah.
Son of a shut the fuck up. I just
Wait,
see,
who's Laura? I'm awful with celebrity actors' names because I usually don't care about their
Hope
names.
is
but
like the
who's Laura
sun.
Dern?
purple hair.
Laura
is like
Dern
the
was
sun.
also
From
in
Jurassic
Jurassic Park
Park.
as co-star, and she was
Admiral
also
Holdo.
Mitch from Admiral
Admiral
Holdo.
Holdo.
from The Last
Oh,
Jedi.
hold on. Okay. I mean, just today I learned that's the name of that actor, which I've forgotten again.
Laura
listen.
Dern.
No,
Hope is
no,
like the sun.
man.
If you look at
the
it, it
man
fucking
who's-
burns you or something.
The man who
What, Sam
screamed
Neill?
previously. Yeah, exactly.
Sam Neill. Oh my god.
I didn't know that was his name.
Okay.
I just really don't care.
I only remember Laura Dern because everyone was going nuts. So
Yeah.
no, I think she was like my mom's favorite actor. But anyway,
Anyway, Joe Crazy,
Yeah,
did someone say 40K? No, they didn't. The need to crusade intensifies. Please stop. Okay.
Brothers.
I have to put a banner on. Come on.
Yeah.
Your duty is not done, brother.
The area to make sure it's
well.
safe for them to. Or are they just going themselves?
Place is a deep freeze.
Oh, yeah, deep freeze, huh? Is that why we can still hear the water moving as it floats by? Maybe
It's
they
fine.
looking
It's
for a
fine.
room temperature freeze.
Oh, what a fucking nitpick that is. Jesus Christ.
So, yeah,
God, that's
seeing how
trippy.
Neil is the designer of this ship, you have to wonder what the scientific relevance is of why the fuck it looks like Bowser's castle. No, doors need teeth, that's very important. I know a reflective tunnel seems pointless, but...
doors do have pointy bits on them in a lot of science fiction.
It's like a deadbolt.
I mean,
It's an interlocking mechanism.
Yeah.
yeah. I understand
It's for-
the spinning
it's for
blades of
integrity.
Doom is a bit weird.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
that
a bit
obviously
weird.
must have smoked something really strong in that design meeting. But
It's an
I mean-
architect. I know how the architect got his way over the engineer.
If it
That's an
looks
actual thing and
no,
on
if it looks
houses.
cool, but still works, where's the problem?
Oh, if it looks
Yeah,
cool and it
exactly.
still works, that's the height of design, Because
Yeah.
I mean, nowadays we make everything kind of sleek and blank, but
It's
I think
Well,
we make it
nowadays
more neat.
everything. The modern day philosophy is that design goes over function.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes and no.
Well, whatever the PlayStation 5 is
Well-
supposed to look like is,
yeah.
That is designing a spaceship.
coffee table. I don't know.
They wanted to make it fly.
I feel like I'm the only one that doesn't
Fly-
care about
fly-
the PlayStation 5's design. It's fine. It doesn't work.
Fly off the shelf.
I mean, I'm not gonna get one because they're $500. God,
Yeah, they're way too expensive.
I'm not going to get one because I'm broke.
That's way better than that right here.
That too.
Also, my cat wants to say hi.
Squeezer.
But yeah, if he's now criticising the design of like the set design of like one hallway, it's like okay, that you can't find much else to criticise at this point.
I mean, I think that circle room with the rings looks like stunning. I mean, I don't know the purpose of it. I don't
if he just told us why it's like that, that'd be great.
Yeah, that is. I will say, that it doesn't make any sense that corridor. I mean, at least it got railings where you walk. That's all right.
We think of spaceship design.
OSHA standards.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, when we think of spaceship design, they do have usually a circular element that rotates to make its own centrifugal force so that gravity can operate. But because there's a stair bridge, whatever, you technically wouldn't need it. So I'm curious. It is a very common element. So I'm just curious what this room does. It's just a, why is it here? What does it do?
Yeah, I would have to know why. Like, what is the purpose of this room in particular for me to criticize?
I think that spinning thing is the actual like warp machine that makes.
That's your opinion.
It's a generator. That's subjective.
Yeah.
What that machine there, which I think they say is the.
It's your opinion. You cannot argue this. You're wrong.
Well, you're seeing it with your eyes, and your eyes can be tricked. Therefore, you cannot trust your eyes. Therefore, it's not real. And we're all space.
See that. Shut up.
It's used for a longitudinal study.
Wow, you're trying to silence a woman?
Yes.
Yes. The answer is yes.
How dare you silence women?
See, this is character development. He's come full
Shut up, Cheddar.
He's become an SJW. I'm so proud.
Scientific, I swear. Don't ask me why everything looks like Marilyn Manson's auto repair. It's space stuff. Super technological.
What? Marilyn Manson's auto
repair? These are funny jokes. I like these jokes. They're good.
What? Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
I laughed at the porn one. That's the only joke I've laughed at that he made yet. But
I mean, even then, that wasn't even porn. It was just like it looked like a fucking lingerie model or something.
I'm immature. I think I just was associating it with pornea. I was like,
pornea. It's a deep lore reference.
Do I have to explain with another pin-up poster?
Oh, you call those pin-up poster this? Oh my god.
Why does nobody scream right in this movie? That sounded more like a dog barking than a woman shouting.
Okay, that was actually good.
That was funny, but it's not a good criticism.
It's a bad criticism, but
yeah. I don't know. I've made way bitchier sounds than that when I'm scared.
Yeah, but how should someone scream? It's like there's not a set scream level.
Yeah. No, scream better.
That's what he's saying. It's a bad performance.
Just insert the Wilhelm scream for every time any person screams in a film.
Just play the Benny Hill theme internally.
The Yoda death scream.
But the black portal hole thingy starts acting funny as one of them takes a closer look.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me just poke it. Let me just poke it.
Don't touch it! You'll be wearing emo haircuts and doing tap dancing in bars for weeks!
Oh
shit! I'm gone! He gets sucked in, but they pull him back only to discover things aren't making much sense. I mean, more than usual.
It was liquid, and the whole cords turned south.
It would mean the gateway was open.
What then? That's it. That's the gateway was open. That's
the
what
gateway couldn't be open. Mr. Cooper's delusional.
What? He would have to believe him. There's no way he could make that up. Hello?
People made up Star Wars. People can make up a lot of things.
Yeah.
Well, no, that actually I
find that fair. I find that fair as well because wasn't it set up that these people don't know about the way that stuff functions?
So they don't know anything, and Sam Neill is trying to make out that everything's working fine. There's nothing.
Yeah,
Sam Neill's characters. Yeah.
Yeah,
but them,
what it looks like to me is like he's basically gaslighting him, and that's what he's not like. He knows he's.
Sam Neill is not the hero. Sam Neill is not the hero in this story, and like he's trying to make out that this machine is perfectly fine, nothing went wrong, everything's fine. The crew just disappeared somehow, but it's not the fault of the machine. That's Sam Neill's character throughout this whole thing. So right from the start, he's trying to gaslight people into saying there's nothing wrong. You're just going delusional. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Maybe in other scenes, but not here. It doesn't make sense for him to be gaslighting them here. He just thinks that the guy doesn't know what he's talking about. But he obviously knows what he saw. He doesn't offer a reasonable explanation for what he saw. He just says, "Oh no, what you saw means this, and you couldn't have seen this." But he obviously did see something.
Yeah, Sam Neill knows what Sam Neill. Yeah, but it's called Sam Neill's lying.
I don't.
That's the thing.
I don't see that. I mean,
yeah, Sam Neill's lying at this point.
I don't see that.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a perfectly done scene, but what I'm saying is when you watch the movie, you can see Sam Neill's. He becomes more and more desperate because he does not want this to fail. This is his pride and joy. The Event Horizon's engine is his pride and joy, and he will not accept it not working. And also, you have to remember that the ship is also supposedly haunted by hell itself, as we later find out. But no, I understand when people are saying, "Oh, it's a bit weird how everyone's just shrugging this off." But you have to remember, most of them don't know what's going on. Sam Neill is the fountain of knowledge to them, so they're all listening to what he says.
He's the unreliable narrator here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
You'd be surprised at what people saying, "Well, I'm the scientist who made this, you should trust me." A lot of people will trust the scientists over even their friends sometimes. Do you know what I mean?
Or even their own senses.
At the very least, the scene could have been clearer as to what it could have been achieving.
I mean, I had forgotten about Sam Neill's character, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it comes across as a bit strange as just saying, no, you just imagine it, when he basically perfectly described how the thing is supposed to function.
Yeah, if he perfectly guessed it like that, and you're like, "Oh, what, you mean like this?" And he's like, yes, the gate was open. I wouldn't have first assumed that there was any type of gate that would open. So that you can't really come to that in yourself. It's just his reaction is Nostalgia Critic is completely dismissing as being weird. I mean, no, he's obviously lying. It's just
it could have been shown better, certainly, but yes.
Yes. Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying. It could have been shown better. Yeah, it could have been shown a lot better. But
this isn't a
to say why is Sam Neill doing this? Well, people can lie. It's
what?
Do you know that people lie sometimes?
You just shattered my entire worldview.
People in positions of power can lie.
What?
They have my best interest at heart.
Not.
What hurt your doctor?
After seeing a typical Arby's eater, the rest of the crew is realizing they start to see things that shouldn't logically be there.
A child.
Peters!
Seriously, did the cast take screaming lessons from Marmaduke?
Peters!
Okay.
Be with me. Forever.
I just realized ghosts aren't very scary when they have a little bit of attitude on them.
Forever.
And I don't mean forever, like when you promise to rub my feet forever. I mean forever!
Okay.
Of course, as scientific astronauts, they come to one logical conclusion.
What are you telling me, that this ship is alive?
You wanted an answer, and it's the only one I've got.
Wow, that was your first answer. I mean, Star Trek had 5 episodes where they hallucinated stuff and they always had a logical conclusion for it.
Different
but
series.
You're boom, ship's alive, we gotta sacrifice a virgin. I'm looking at you, Eddie Romaine Franco.
No.
Speaking of which, he wakes up from his sleep and wanders in a daze towards the airlock to kill himself. But to be fair, that might be because everybody on the crew apparently insists on calling him Baby Bear.
No, Baby Bear, come on.
Okay, Baby Bear.
It's called a nickname.
Really gonna put him in a better mood calling him that?
Yeah.
Come on,
It's called a nickname.
It is a shitty nickname.
He likes it.
Oh, does he like it in the movie?
Yeah, it's fine with it. He gets called it before. This is not the first time they call him Baby Bear.
I bet. I still think it's funny.
What the Chance with your nostalgia, I'd shoot myself out of an airlock if you were trying to get me back in. Yeah. I mean...
Hello, my name is Baby Bear.
Trying to get you into one of his shitty skits, and you're just like, yep.
Come on,
as you load a single round into a gun.
Come on, Baby Hawk, come on, I got a wonderful skit. I got flames coming out my arse. Oh, eject.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. It ejects out my anus.
But yeah, he's not thinking straight. They're worried. They're calling him by the nickname they use to show that they do care. It's like
yeah, we're your friends.
Yeah, and as he says, I'm coming for you, baby bear. It's like because he's out at that point, and they're like, well, not out at that point. He's trying to get round to stop it, and he's like trying to like say, "Don't worry, I'm here for you. I'm coming. I'm going to help."
The one thing I would say is that certainly it could, for some people, maybe ruin the moment a little bit that he has a nickname that is mostly seen as silly.
Yeah, but it's been said before in the movie.
Yeah, no, I know. I completely understand.
I understand where he's coming from. Yeah, he's the youngest person of the crew. It's like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, in the world, it makes sense just from a perspective of viewer reaction. A slightly different nickname might have been better, but still, it makes sense in the world.
Pussy Slayer 669. We love you. Come back in.
Gamer tag 000XX Slayer Man XX.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Alright, we'll call you Smoochiekins! Buttercup? Honey Lemon? I know! Shrinky Balls! You loved it when we called you Shrinky Balls!
That would be my reaction as well.
It's unavoidable.
I remember we had commercial breaks. Wow.
Time for Adderalls. Yeah, I know.
Oh God.
It's.
Oh, dear.
Awesome.
Oh my God. Oh, Jesus wept. Jesus Christ.
There's more.
I love hearing it.
So our junior externaut
Jason Christ
days
Jesus
and realizes
Christ.
what's going on.
Where am I? Hey, open the door.
I can't. The inner door won't open when the outside door's been triggered. Oh my God.
Mama Bear, open the door.
Jesus, Mama Bear, Baby Bear? How long
Yeah,
until they all move
it's
into a
called a
house
nickname.
tree in the middle
Yeah,
of bear country?
Justin
They're close.
just activated the door. It's on the 30
She's like a mother figure.
Nicknames happen.
Baby Bear won't leave
Shut
his
up.
pedo bear anytime soon!
Hey,
You can't criticize the
As you'd
contrived nature
imagine, a
of
lot
the
of hostility
situation, but
starts to
instead of the
spread through the
names.
group.
Justin said something about a dog inside me. What's that mean?
Doctor?
I don't think it means anything.
I'm walking away now. Do not chase me. Hey, I really said that thinking you wouldn't follow me.
shut up.
But even Fishburne starts to get freaked out at what he's witnessing.
Oh, so you've cut that scene out there. Okay, that's great.
And now it's time
big
for what
important scene.
generic horror cliche? Well, Fish.
Sorry, there was a scene?
Yeah, they have an argument. That's why he's on his own. And it's like he's trying to get answers, and he says, "Don't lie to me." And like Samuel just like brushes him off and continues lying. It's it's quite important because it does show that people aren't fully trusting him anymore with stuff. But
Yeah, but that showed the
whatever.
plot.
I guess Nostalgia Critic couldn't make a joke out of it. So why do we need to know?
But also, that would be fair to the film,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
Fishburne said, let's see, I'm looking for a Mother of God. Mother of God or Lord have mercy? Lord have mercy or we're doomed. Yes, I'm gonna say we're doomed. Let's see, we're doomed, and stop!
God help us.
Oh, God help us, man.
Okay.
With such memorable lines like these, who needs effort?
Okay,
They finally
there's
find a
Windows
video
very
of
often.
what happened to the
a
last
lot
group,
of
which
work
leads to
went into that fucking skit, and it's a fine line. It's fine. God help us. He just saw demons, I guess.
Yeah.
I feel like
And
that's a perfectly reasonable thing to say. God help us.
That's something that's commonly said, especially in, dramatic situations. That's not like a horror cliche.
Even me, as the world's biggest atheist, sometimes goes, "Oh, God help us." It's not.
You just
a
said
crazy...
Jesus wept.
Jesus wept.
I love that. I love that
Yeah.
phrase.
By the way, hey, well done on the Jesus wept thing. That actually made me laugh.
Congratulations, you did it
Oh.
funny.
How do you know Jesus was a
Jesus
thing?
born.
Jesus
Jesus born as
wept.
Jason Christ.
Jesus born as Jason Christ.
the Scoopy and Shaggy method of confronting the unknown.
We're leaving.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
Fuck
just watch.
this
You just
shit.
watch.
I'm out. Like.
Yeah, you just watched the entire crew in a sex orgy killing spree on the ship, going absolutely mental, and the response of "we're leaving" is, "Oh, that's silly." No,
you mean
get
you
the hell out of there.
You missed a party. Why wouldn't you leave?
So every criticism of every horror movie ever is, why don't they ever leave? And now that they say, okay, we're just gonna leave, now you're just like, oh no, movie bad.
Hey. You expect consistency. That's very wrong.
Oh, right. I forgot I was watching Cosmonaut. I mean, Chris Duckman. I mean, Nostalgia Critic.
Patrick Willems.
Whatever.
On my ship, you can't just leave her. I will launch attack missiles at the event horizon until I'm satisfied she's vaporized. Fuck this ship.
Again, I refer all rationale of scientific discovery and exploring what the world has never encountered to fuck this ship.
You can't leave.
Yes. I know it's good.
Neil, quite bizarrely out of nowhere, suddenly decides he's the bad guy.
You just
it's not out of nowhere. It's not out of nowhere. It's not out of nowhere. It's
just from what I've seen, just from his nitpicked, selected, like hand-selected clips that he wants to show us to sell his shitty fucking narrative, I can tell that Sam Neill has been set up to be the bad guy.
Throughout this entire thing, he's getting more and more visions of stuff, and the ship is slowly controlling him, and he's lying about stuff.
I mean,
see, this is the
baby. I can't remember the guy, but Baby Bear.
Baby
he was
Bear.
kind of the precursor to that. You know, he was. You know how he wasn't in control of himself, and then we showed when he got control of himself that he regretted his decisions and such.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the precursor to Sam Neill's character going crazy and not being in control of himself, and why he would act out of character at that point.
So this is the fantasy element that. Sorry.
Yeah. What was it, Smud?
No, this is the fantasy element that we have to understand. It has to have some control of where it's going and how extensive it is. So what's the limitation that this thing has? Right now, it seems to manipulate parts of the mind, and for some whatever reason, the Doctor's mind is more influenced, and we're not sure why. Was that part of his dream in the beginning? Was that a foreshadowing? Was it just because he believes?
Yeah.
Like that's what we need to know. You see?
To know, yeah. What I got from it when I watched it, everything is like the event horizon. Once it becomes like living after its trip through hell, pretty much. Knew that Sam Neill was its like creator somehow.
So this is 40K.
Yeah, I just was about to say.
Yeah, and it has been like it wanted him to come along, which is part of the nightmare sequence at the beginning, and since then it's always wanted him to be there with it. But like Smud say, it's got to be explained a bit better. I only got that because I
watch it every year.
Not thought about it. Yeah, watch it every year, and that's just my. I'd say headcanon pretty much.
Right, and the reason why
what it is, but I could be completely wrong.
And the reason why we need that is the same reason we need to know the limitations of, let's say, Jason Voorhees or any of the other horror creature powers, so that we know what they can do, and we have these expectations of like, oh, if he can jump really high, he can jump through a window on the second story of a building or something like that's what we have to go through in order to wrap our brains around expectations and mystery. So with this, it's kind of like this magical portal, and it's driving people nuts. You're like, oh,
well, it's almost, well, I think it depends on what kind of horror you want to elicit in the viewer. So because sometimes it's best to not explain.
You still have to have some.
You have to explain some way.
Even if it's a wrong
some
explanation.
things, certain limitations, but you don't have to, give everything.
Right, like the Doctor will speculate.
Not in the way like Jason. You don't necessarily have to explain. Oh, these are the weaknesses.
Oh yeah, no.
Like that.
I'm just saying that we have to give the narrative some sort of answer, even if it's a wrong answer. Just so we go, oh, okay, that's what they think. Like maybe the medical doctor goes, okay, something's happened to his brain. We're not sure what, but he seems to have this 2-minute span of absence or whatever tech babble they want to explain. You need that, so we have some hardcore basis that we can point to,
anchor to understand.
Yes.
Or for example, having a monster that you don't understand, like in a completely different setting, but a monster that you don't understand, but like there's a specific object that hurts it, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And as a contrary, we don't need to explain everything.
No.
You really don't need to explain everything. In fact, that is incredibly detrimental to a story and to a horror story because your imagination will always be scarier than what the real answer is.
And that's why you need to focus the limitations. You don't just leave it open. You have to say, okay, we're working down this corridor, and this is where the story can go. We're not sure which direction yet, but it has to go down this way.
A great example would be the flamethrower in the first Alien. It's like it is an animal, so it must be scared of fire. And so it just happens to work. But
they
that's
have no
kind
basis for that. They have no basis.
But that's kind of a great thing. So they find out, it actually works. And so there's a certain limit to the monster, but it still fucks them over.
That's their theory. If they test it, it works. Bravo. They could have used bullets. They could have used acid. They could use all kinds of things to figure it out.
A fork, a rather sharp stick.
I think actually eliciting wounds in the alien after having found out that it has acid blood might not have been.
Oh my god! That you just made Alien better because they're trying to kill it but cauterize it at the same time so it doesn't bleed and fuck the ship up.
I also think they don't have any weapons on the spaceship.
Yeah.
Right, but it's still better.
Yeah, but still, you wouldn't want to shoot an alien with acid blood.
Shut the fuck up and take the compliment.
Yeah, sorry.
He loves aggressively, okay? Just
all right. Here's a.
I'll love the shit out of you.
Oh God, Punish Berserker. This wouldn't have happened if they brought Tuscadamon Killa with them. Is that another reference?
Oh God damn it, Bear! 40K shit. This isn't a Warhammer shit. Sat me down for 2 hours and explained a tenth of Warhammer, so now I at least know enough to know when they're talking about it.
All right. No matter how mad you get, Cedar, Papa Nurgle still loves you.
Okay.
Said that I think you invited it upon yourself when you said no 40K.
No, this has been a running thing for a week now.
Oh dear.
Yeah, Cedar got trapped in a voice chat with tons of people. Talk about Warhammer.
It was just Baronzak, and they just narrated, and I sat there crocheting.
You can leave at any time.
And get back on the Lewis and Clark, Doctor, or you'll find yourself walking home.
I am home.
I'm quite uncharacteristically deciding I belong here. Anakin Skywalker's turnaround has nothing on me.
I don't care.
From here, tons of things go wrong. Neo sabotages everyone. He blows astronauts into space. He pulls people on strings. It all goes
shut
down.
up.
Oh my god, the special effects are dated in old movies. Oh my god.
Gasp.
It's fine. Also, I know this guy. Oh wait, that was the evil Britishman in The Patriot.
Yeah, Jason Isaacs, yeah.
Yeah. Oh right, he was also Lucius Malfoy, wasn't he?
Yeah.
What do you mean by evil
from that?
Is he a normal British person?
Wait, Hawk, I need you to do it. I need you to say Potter in the same way.
Potter.
What?
And the evil Malfoy way. There you go.
Potter.
Tupfer.
You say it in German?
It seems like Hogwarts has a new hero.
Titsa.
Well, I said it in High German.
Can you call Cedar a filthy little mudblood?
Wait. Do you?
Say it in German. Say it in High German.
Wait a second.
Well, okay. What was it? I forgot the word for mudblood. Dreckiges kleines Schlammblut, I think.
Wow, we just went full Nazi.
Are we just exchanging our 40K for Harry Potter references? Is that?
If I said it in dialect, that wouldn't sound like a Nazi, okay?
What, Smud? You don't like Harry Potter references on your very cultured and amazing podcast?
Diverse and be accepting of all references? No, I don't. Sorry.
Well, to be honest with you, as a British person, I absolutely hate Harry Potter. It is the worst thing that's ever happened to my country.
Well, as an American, your fucking tea sucks. Get wrecked, nerd.
As a Swiss, I also hate Harry Potter. I think it's awful.
That's
I only
fine.
like the
Your
first
chocolate's delicious. I'll listen.
Oh.
But to talk about this with the sabotage and everything, Sam Neill's nuts now because him and the ship are almost like one. The ship is controlling him to make sure these people don't escape. All right, fine. Why are you criticizing all this? it's what the ship wants. The ship is alive. It doesn't want people to leave. It wants more victims and stuff. So,
also, didn't he just skip over a whole lot of the film, just saying, "Oh, he just does that X, Y, Z," and then make one joke about dated visual effects, but the rest is just, "Oh, I can't do anything fun with it or criticize it, so let's just skip over it."
Yeah.
Well,
He just went from like the first 20 minutes or so to like the last half hour, something like
Skipping
that.
all of the second act.
Yeah.
So
the build up to him going crazy.
here's our next 40K reference. Thank you, Joe. Colin Inquisitor. Neil has been tainted by chaos. That's brilliant. Thank you.
At least they're paying you for these 40K reps.
I mean, it's not wrong. He's not wrong. It's just okay. Fine. It's good. It works.
Thanks to my 40K references, this is my first and last Smudcast that I'll ever be on.
Van Hammer.
And yes, I guess you can take that literally. But one astronaut seems just mildly annoyed that he's stranded out in the middle of oblivion.
Where the fuck am I going? Why is this shit gonna happen to me?
Man, I had plans tonight. I was gonna marathon Bob's Burgers on Netflix.
No,
that's
a pretty standard reaction. Like,
what does this shit happen to me? I feel like that's I would criticize that. I would.
No, there's two types of things that can happen more or less in a story. You either conform to the reality of a situation, or you have like what is it?
A violent resistance.
Poetic kind of. You have the poeticness of the narrative. You know what should happen versus what can happen. You know, and like as a simulated reality, that line makes a lot of sense. That is totally what somebody would have done in that situation. Maybe not everyone, but someone definitely would have acted that way. But should it have? Did it benefit the story? Did it benefit the pacing? Did it benefit the tension?
I think
obviously they wanted to relieve tension, but was that the correct decision?
Yeah.
That's fine.
I would argue. I would argue. Is it consistent with his character?
That's the more
is he the
important
Joker?
element. Yeah.
Is he the Joker of this group?
He is the guy we've established. He's very down to earth. He's very keep it straight and forward. I can't speak your language. Keep it to English. So something like this, whether it's supposed to be funny or tense, we know it's tense. He's out in space, and he's making it lighthearted to himself because that's the kind of guy he is. So it works totally fine.
Then that's fine.
Yeah,
if it's in line with his character, okay.
Yeah, you'd also know more about this if you hadn't skipped over half the bloody movie. So
that's your opinion.
This is the most memorable scene I think in the whole movie.
Yeah, it's flying. Oh, I have to dip out now. I'll see y'all later.
All right.
Have fun.
Okay. Bye.
See you to a house party.
Thanks for coming in.
It was date night. Yay.
Bye. Man, thank God the woman's gone. Anyway, back to real talk.
Back to talking about 40K, gentlemen.
Also, I want to say that how a person reacts to extremely drastic events happening to them can be extremely unpredictable and different. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I didn't find anything particularly horrible about this.
Yeah, I mean, most people just let out bugger most of the time whenever something bad happens. They're not, screaming like a full-on speech and everything. So
yeah,
him just saying, "Why does this always happen to me?" Shit, and all this sort of stuff is just that could be normal.
Yeah, that's fine.
He has a rocket pack in order to get him back.
No, he doesn't.
I'll blow my air tank.
Yes! That's his air. It's not a rocket.
Motherfucker!
Okay.
Can we just have a sign that reminds us that this is supposed to be a scary movie? Good, because it was.
Oh yeah, because you cannot have comedy in a scary movie. Yeah, geez, forgot about that.
So, yeah, that was a lot wrong in a very short amount of time. Anybody want to take this?
Yeah. No. What is it? Pacing is good. You want to manage the mood, because it was it Avatar: The Last Airbender movie by M. Night Shyamalan suffered horribly because I mean, aside for other problems, the movie was essentially one note. It had one mood, and that dramatic tension. Was very somber and tense the entire time. And after you were acclimated to that, then all you're left with is the boring events. So you're not able to. It damages the investment of the audience, as well as other things. But so having levity in a film or in a horror film isn't isn't bad. In fact, it's really kind of almost necessary at certain times. It's just about how much you do it, in what way you do it, and at what time you do it. But
this is. Oh, sorry, carry on. Sorry.
No, it's all right.
And no, what I was going to say is this is like the only success the team's had, and it's meant to be like something good can come from this, because at this point in time, Jason Isaac's been killed. A couple of other people have died as well. It's all going to hell, and this is the part where it's like, the down to earth guys just literally saying, no, I'm going back. It gives the audience a bit of like, oh, this might not all end in tears. It keeps you it keeps you a little bit more invested. It's like, oh, not everyone's just dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
a little bit of hope.
The only problem I have with this scene is kind of the choreography of it, and that is that he seems to have one thrusting point. He doesn't have knowledge of physics. That's been proven. So how did he's on a rotating object? How is he going to orientate himself and use the right timing to correctly do the one shot to get himself back? Because he can't alter his trajectory.
I would also say
either
that
a Vulcan or the Force.
I would also say that the speed and distance of him going back is a bit optimistic for him to be able to achieve getting back to the ship.
Yeah,
I mean,
given
how far away he is in this shot from the event horizon, it seems to be very optimistic.
You can't even see it on the picture.
And even then, given that space momentum doesn't really get slowed, it's not even entirely sure if the thrust of the oxygen would have been enough to even get him into the other direction.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like I say, it's not a well worked scene. It's just the idea behind it of like.
You mean I'm not against
it's
the
just
relief of tension. I'm just about how it's done.
So, who's seen or read The Martian?
I think I've seen it.
Neither read it or seen it.
Okay, so in The Martian, both in the book and the movie, the guy Mark is trying to get back to a spaceship orbiting Mars so he can get off the fucking planet. The amount of like math and calculations that he has to put into every single fucking movement that he does just to aim his ship in the right direction. He has to take all this weight off the ship. He has to remove all these unnecessary parts, and then he has to like launch himself out of the ship at this right time, poke a hole in his glove, and try to like use a little bit of thrust just by opening and closing his hand to push him in the right direction. There's all these small little nuances to just get him to the right direction of the ship. This is not that. And
it isn't.
But then again, the Martians have a,
and this is dumb, but okay, whatever.
It's a movie with a ship going through hell.
It's an objective flaw because going by their understanding of physics, they seem to operate off of the same real world physics that we do. This is a flaw.
No.
That's something you
I would say I'm fine with the scene itself. Well, the idea behind the scene, I think it's just badly visualized.
Oh, it's badly visualized. But but Nostalgia Critic isn't criticizing that. He's just saying,
I know.
There's comedy here. Why is a comedy in a scary movie?
That's my criticism of Nostalgia Critic.
They're allowed. Yeah, they're allowed. Yeah. Why is there jokes in this unfunny video? So,
it's starting to look like an Homeboys in Outer Space. And yes, that was a thing. Don't Google it. to make things.
Homeboys
going to,
out
don't
of
worry.
space. That was slightly racist. It's a black guy. You just gotta say homeboy in outer space.
Apparently he's racist.
I don't even know what it is.
There you go.
What homeboys and I'm not going to.
Wow,
I don't care.
Nostalgia Critic, racist confirmed.
Yeah,
oh, man. Anyway,
at least it'll be something.
Worse,
Yeah,
Sam
critic.
Neill has pretty much transformed himself into a video game villain, having clawed out his eyes and revealed that this plot has pretty much gone the same direction as Doom.
I created the Event Horizon to reach the stars. She tore a hole in our universe, a dimension of pure evil.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to take him seriously.
Is it? Is it?
I don't know.
Because you're not listening to a single word he's actually saying.
I think it's actually creepy. But...
Yeah, I'm actually like just in this clip. I'm genuinely invested in his little speech, but then I hear Nostalgia Critic's bitchy little retard.
Also,
voice.
he's saying about like, oh, it looks weird. There's a scene with like when Jason Isaac dies, and he's like been flayed all open by Sam Neill, and like all his intestines and bodies all over the place. So the way he looks is it's been seen throughout the movie. I don't know why he's just bringing it up now to try and say it looks silly. Did you actually watch this movie?
His makeup
I'm pretty
fine
sure
here.
that
He looks genuinely horrifying.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that this look is what he saw in his dream at the very beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Together.
This has been seen by a lot of them in their dreams and everything. And if you also notice, we're down to the last 2 crew members on the ship, so a lot of people have been killed, and nothing's been shown of those scenes of like what happened. So yeah, he's skipping over a hell of a lot of the movie just to get to this bit and say, "Oh, Sam Neill doesn't look creepy." Okay, you've missed a lot of interesting visuals.
Any kind of extreme or out of the ordinary thing in a movie, if you haven't bought into it, it's not going to seem right. And that's all he's proven, or that's all he's really demonstrating here, is that for anyone, including himself, that isn't invested in the movie, this scene looks kind of silly. But that's
that
is very subjective. Unless he's going to point out certain objective things in the scene that would cause you to be for your investment to be exactly. But he doesn't go that. He just says, "Oh, silly." Moving on.
Yeah.
When he looks like that.
Sorry, carry on.
It's kind of like that haunted house attraction you walk by and say, "Oh, gee, I know you're trying. Just keep hanging in there. You'll scare somebody."
No.
Not at all.
As one of the astronauts proves herself totally useless, Rocket Man lands on the window and Neil shoots at him because, like everyone in this movie, he tends to forget exactly what space does.
He's insane.
They then come across a ridiculous blood scene that makes The Shining look downright subtle.
Okay.
How about a nice Hawaiian death?
Things get even worse when literal ghosts from the past show up.
You let me burn!
You let me burn.
Yeah,
movie, so.
Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne's character couldn't save everyone from a fire, and so the Event Horizon is using those memories to make something to frighten him. It gets explained in the movie. The parts that he skipped over.
He gave us criticism without any context. They seemed like very subjective criticism, and
he likes doing that.
I'm not even sure I agree with his criticism in the context that he's given us.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, I haven't seen this movie, and in his choice clips that he is giving me in his review, he might as well have designed this for me. This is a review for someone of whether or not they want to watch the movie. In his choice clips, to make his argument, I don't even agree with him.
Yeah, do you know about that scene I said about the argument that he cut out between Lawrence Fishburne and Sam Neill?
Yes.
Lawrence Fishburne explains about the fire where he lost people, and that's why he's saying he will get everyone out of this, of the Event Horizon alive.
It's almost like there's a scene in this movie that's up the fire, dude.
Yeah, that's why when he saw all the crap on the video screen of the crew killing themselves, that's why he goes, "Yeah, we're getting out of here," because he's not going to have his crew end up like that.
It's almost
a later scene.
It's almost like he's not a very good critic.
It's almost like, and hear me out here. A little pet theory, little headcanon about I think it might.
You're actually breaking up. Let me just switch servers. I think there's a problem with our connection here.
Oh, are we done?
Come on, Hong Kong. Come on. There. Oh, no, not yet. What's wrong? Let's try Europe. There, we're connected to Europe.
Oh, yep, yeah. Oh, it's all green now.
Oh yeah, no, it's very green.
Zach, you were saying?
So yeah, Zach, yeah.
Zach, can you hear us, Zach?
Zach, no, Zach. Come
Testing
back to the
1, 2, 3.
line.
There you are.
Oh yeah.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Oh, you sound much
Zach,
better now.
Much better. There you go.
Yeah, Zach, we can hear you.
Good old EU.
All right, I had to adjust my sound settings a little bit. What happened?
Oh, I switched servers.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay, well.
What were you saying just before?
I was just calling Nostalgia Critic a retard.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
There we go.
That's fine.
We'll just keep it nice and sweet.
Yeah, but yeah, like I say, as someone who watches this like every year around Halloween, to see him skipping over all these things, I'm just like, did he just go onto YouTube, look up like movie clips, and just pick out bits and then review it? Because there's a lot wrong with this movie, and he's not going over the stuff that's wrong with the movie. He's just going over like weird bits, and
it's a huge problem that I have with criticisms now. Is just you will never, ever, ever hear one of these subjectivists like call a movie good or bad on based on any sort of criteria other than whether or not they like it. And if they dislike it, they will pick anything they can just to convince you that it's bad.
Same for when they like it.
Half the critics even watch the movies they review. I honestly think they just look at Wikipedia and they can go onto YouTube and just watch a couple of clips.
Yep.
And then they make the review after that because, like I said, he skipped out a really important argument, which shows Lawrence Fishburne cares more about his crew than the mission. And it explains a lot of what Lawrence Fishburne does and why Lawrence Fishburne, at the end of the movie, decides to stay behind. So,
thanks for spoiling it.
Oh, it doesn't really matter. I mean, Nostalgia is not really going to talk about it. I don't care, Zach. It's only you.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Back to Spooky Jacket Man.
Just flash it. Christ, I've seen
Oh yeah, because your flipping special effects are great, aren't they? Fucking hell.
Oh come on, I have that punch sound effect. But Neil somehow turns himself into paper.
What's wrong with using a punch sound effect?
What a twat.
All right.
Sorry,
So this movie was, like, at the time of his review, almost 20 years prior. It's not a shocker that he would have that punch sound effect on his soundboard 20 years later.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Critical Drinkers videos.
Yeah.
He uses Sam Neill's yell in this movie in like almost every one of his videos.
Yeah. I mean, the bloody Wilhelm scream comes from a 1950s movie, and people still use it today. It's like, there's stock sound footage. Okay, great, wonderful.
It's stock at this point. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with using a sound effect.
You know when you watch all those old westerns?
No. Go ahead.
Poof, puff, bump. I'm not a fucking soundboard.
What? You aren't?
You know those old westerns?
But it's like, okay, the stock.
You know those old westerns?
Right.
No.
Right. The old, but there's stock sound footage. Yeah, great. Okay, why is that a criticism? Loads of movies use stock sound footage.
This dude's a twat.
Do you take points off Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade because it uses the Wilhelm screen? No.
Yes.
It's just
shut up.
Bad. You're wrong. Your opinions are wrong.
Opinion.
I don't want to be friends with you. Like I say, I will take constructive criticism and actual criticism of this movie. I just cannot stand.
I don't want to be constructive.
I mean, if you were to criticize the effect, I mean, you could criticize the sound effect as not fitting or anything, but you just said, "Hey, it's a stock sound effect."
There's something you can point out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he hits a wall and you hear a sound effect punch dot MP3. Like, okay, that's something you can point out.
It's like, yeah, exactly. We can't go, oh, it's a stock. It's stock sound.
Let's I think we covered this.
Yeah, covered that. Sorry. Yeah.
No, I want to talk about it more. Listen. Punch sound effect out MP3.
Zach, there goes the civilized world, okay?
Stop.
Zach, you've had your Warhammer references. We have to keep moving.
Punch sound effect out MP3 is very close to me.
Cut head and reveals that the ship has, in fact, opened up the gates of hell.
We already knew that! Fuck you.
Oops.
Did you really think you could destroy this ship? She's been to a place you couldn't possibly imagine.
I know. To hell.
Wow. This sheds much more light on that passage describing hell in the Bible. I always knew that you left that part in.
Oh, what?
What? Which is in space. Wait, hold on. God sends sinners to hell, which is in space, by the way. We want to make that totally clear. I know it's a weird location, but trust me, it's very unlikely you'll get to it, unless you have some sort of dimensional jumping thingy. In fact, let's take this time to throw in an extra commandment. No dimensional jumping thingies. We'll just call that number 11, okay? Good. Now where was I? Oh yeah, hell. This is where our loving God sends people to rotten pain.
Thank you.
Well, I love his grammar. It's just absolutely grade school level, so...
Yeah.
I just what has this got? Hell.
He took time to type
anything.
Shakespeare would be jealous.
Look up 2 Peter 2:4. Oh, don't even think there is a 2 Peter, but we're doing a.
Oh yeah, of course not.
There's not.
Yeah. No.
Joe crazy.
There is. God. Wait, what? There is a 2 Peter. For God did not spare even the angels who sinned. He threw them into hell and gloomy pits of darkness, where they are being held until the day of judgment.
Yeah. Okay.
It doesn't say anything about space, I assume.
Let me just double check. No. Not space.
And space is the big black thing in the sky. So yay.
All right. First of all, I don't like the way you said black.
Space is the object of color that is in the sky. Is that better, Zach? Does that tick all the right boxes?
But space isn't an object; it's a nothing. So you're saying black people are?
That's just your opinion, and your opinion is wrong. I don't be friends with you.
I don't appreciate you assigning me an opinion.
What was the super chat, Smud?
Joe Crazy was just saying we should watch one of Doug's films next. I'm like, nope, we're not. I don't think we're ever gonna do that.
No. Oh yeah, his name's Doug. Yeah, his name's Doug.
Doug Walker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, he did a video about the cartoon Doug. He's get bullied. at school for it. Good times.
Wait, were you the one bullying him?
I wish, but no.
As images of his friends suffering in hell play over their incredibly disinterested acting.
No, you're not in the court. I watched him die. And you are all coming with me.
Yeah. Tell me about hell in a minute. I'm checking my
He's
Instagram.
incredibly injured and struggling.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like he can barely get the words out.
Mm.
They have the only thing that could possibly make talks of eternal damnation even scarier. A fist fight.
Is this physically happening, or is this in Lawrence Fishburne's mind?
I think this is...
No, this is actually happening.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's wrong with him beating up a demon thing?
Other than what Doug here is saying, yeah. No, you're mixing action and horror. They don't go well together. You know, things are... When you have the hero defeating the horror elements, it's kind of
Well, he doesn't
contrary to
though.
what,
This is the thing.
horror,
Contrary to the rest of the movie.
I know yeah.
And I understand where you're coming from, but yeah.
It does end on a kind of a downer, kind of on a, hell kind of still kind of winning. But no, I mean, he destroys the event horizon. He does kind of win the day a little bit. And
yeah.
The one thing I will mention
really
is that
for horror.
To me, it just looks a little bit silly.
Oh
That's
yeah,
how
I
would
mean,
say.
considering the fact that the minute the scene started, I was bursting out of laughter, and I like this movie. It just, like I say, there's a lot of
this is objectively fantastic. I see Morpheus beating the fuck out of a demon with what appears to be a missile.
You know what? At the time when I was watching this, it reminded me of that character from Hellraiser. I think it was
Pinhead.
Pinhead, yeah. It kind of reminded me of that.
Yeah. Whose actor's actually called Doug? Doug. I can't remember what his surname is. But that's just Sorry.
Okay.
Nobody cares, Hawk. Nobody cares.
Hey, I got used to no one caring about my opinion. It's fine.
Oh no.
Everybody has to learn that eventually.
Yeah, I like
care about your
Horizon.
opinion.
I was shunned already.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure Smud's got me on mute. So.
No, you're fine. Oh dear. This apparently there's multiple videos or movies that Doug Walker has made, and the third one is called "To Boldly Flee."
Oh yeah! Oh Jesus Christ! Yeah.
Flee.
I'll tell you this.
Hold on, let me look at this.
Like it ends like the Control ending in Mass Effect 3.
It's 3 hours
made
long.
back in 2012. I'm pulling up the IMDb page.
12 parts. It's 12 parts long. It's 12 parts.
While the Nostalgia Critic continues to blame himself for Matai's death, a series of mysterious events begin to unfold, which could shake the very fabric of internet critics as we know it. This sounds like... Oh my god, it has Lindsay Ellis in it.
It has all the Channel
Well,
Awesome
yeah,
people.
this Nostalgia Critic?
It's the final of the trilogy.
Angry
trilogy,
Joe.
Oh yeah, it's got Film Brain, Angry Joe,
Nostalgia Chick. Oh, that's Lindsay Ellis. Got it. Yeah.
It's got all the people who used to be on Channel Awesome on it. It's an utterly terrible movie, and I hate the fact that I actually stayed up for the premiere of it when I was a kid.
You're fucking retarded.
Even when I liked this stuff, I was like, yeah, this film's a shit.
It has a 5.3 on IMDb.
That's way too optimistic.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I'm gonna read the storyline. Hold on.
He fights the plot hole. That's it.
When the Nostalgia Critic can't stop blaming himself for the loss of Matai, a weird string of events begins to unfold that could shake the very fabric of internet reviewing as we know it. The evil Cyclo Turtle under orders from a mysterious bureaucrat, is out for revenge against the critic, with a capital C, by the way, and convinces the government to arrest him, while Mekakara is reprogrammed to incapacitate Linka. Oh my fucking god! This is.
So this is what, like, money laundering?
It's true cinema.
Like, you see money laundering.
Yeah,
this is money laundering.
Films, those schemes.
Yeah, it was the film that actually destroyed Channel Austin pretty much, because everyone hated working on it, and everyone hated Doug, and everyone just started falling out with each other. So. Yeah, knowing that everybody hated Doug while I was making it makes the movie a little bit better.
Oh my god, I gotta read you this review. This person gave him a 1-star review. It just says, "Yikes. I'm giving this movie," in quotes, 1 star, not only for its terrible writing, but also based on how poorly the entire cast and crew was treated during the entire process of this movie. To quote Alison Pregler, great name by the way, "Not a single person wasn't miserable, except Doug, who had no idea how badly it had went. In fact, the only way to watch this movie is with Allison, Helen, and Brett's commentary, where they make fun of the movie for 3.5 hours. It's lazy, self-indulgent, shoddy-looking, and quite honestly, this makes RLM's Space Cop look like Empire Strikes Back. P.S. Doug wrote a rape scene."
Ooh. Yes, yeah, he did as well, yeah. Yep, I remember that.
Oh.
Good times in 2012. Good times.
No.
Oh dear.
Anyway, Event Horizon, beating Sam Neill with a giant dildo.
Yeah.
No, it's Morpheus beating his demon dead crewmate personism with a missile. Get it right. Pay attention.
Sorry. I'll watch the movie again.
We can make it even scarier if we add the Star Trek music.
What are you?
So Hell was surprisingly easy to beat, as Fishburne stays behind with the black hole that apparently fixes itself, and
he also sunk an entire ship into the planet Neptune.
Well, also, the ship itself wasn't Hell.
Yeah, it just was. Yeah,
it was a portal. It was a portal to Hell. So.
Yeah, because he'd restarted the like warp engine. I'm just gonna call it the warp engine because I don't know what it was called. To take the ship back into Hell. So what he's done is the explosion only destroys half the ship because the other half travels away with the 2 surviving crew members.
Sure. Is that half alive though?
Yeah, okay. Probably. Like I say, it's not great. I'm just explaining it's just trying to explain what's happened, what he's like gone over. So, but it's more the fact that Lawrence Fishburne has like sacrificed himself to say, take me pretty much instead, with stuff. So yeah, it's not Hell's not been destroyed. It's just they've blown the ship in half to escape.
Yeah. He launched the portal into Neptune.
He launched
the Proton Stalker in the chat says, sunk the ship into Neptune's Uranus.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Like I say, not great, but,
also, Lawrence Fishburne is in the Chaos Dimension now. Thank you, Edax.
Oh.
Stop it.
Well, like I say, it's not great, but, I'd rather explain what's actually happening in the scene than what Nostalgia Critic's obviously lying about. So,
you mean you want to be accurate with your critique? How dare you?
Yeah. I'd like that once in a while.
Oh, there's a great channel for that. There's actually a lot of great channels for that.
I can't seem to think of one.
Listen, I've only subscribed to Patrick.
Zach Reeds. I hear he's coming out with a review.
Let's get going on this.
Yeah, we're nearly finished. Because I'm certain like half
we
of this
5 minutes left. Fuck
me.
Galaxy has a little poop. Our surviving astronauts think they've made it out okay, but did they?
Oh my gosh, she has PTSD.
We're safe.
Okay, I need it now!
We're safe.
Oh no, a horror movie and
I honestly don't know.
Scare.
Is that how the movie
sucks.
ends? I guess so.
Okay.
You know, there's a difference between leaving a movie open-ended and just throwing in an evil shrug. You could be like, so movie, what did you mean by that ending exactly?
That's not how it ended, though.
No.
Okay, so just from his little cherry-picked selection of clips that he showed us, it seems like it ended fine. Didn't really need anything else. So the crew made it out. They get rescued. The surviving crew members have PTSD because of fucking course they do.
Mm-hmm.
Seems fine.
No, it's not a shrug. It's
I'm not really sure what else we need in terms of an ending.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the movie. What else is there to talk about?
I don't really need to see how Allison, the survivor of the Event Horizon, does her taxes next year.
When we look at the genre of horror again, we see the patterns. So the endings either are just a very quick denouement or just done, and there might be a little ironic twist at the end, or you're not sure, or it's sort of you leave it open-ended at times. So,
or maybe the whole thing was a dream.
That's probably not the best way to end a film, but or any story.
Oh yeah, no.
What do you mean?
Yeah, you don't want to leave it too ambiguous, as if I woke up and that was weird. No, you don't want to do that. You want to have it
indoctrination theory.
Oh, okay, that's not. Even,
sorry, I just had to.
That's not even funny.
That's a dream.
That's just like what?
Sorry, Smud.
Yeah, no, you don't want fan theories to explain the last few seconds of a film that just happened. So, having fast cuts, having fadeaways to the end.
I think the ending was fine.
The ending was
fine.
If the movie itself was clear on exactly what the rules were, what could and couldn't happen. I think that, and we still had this ending, that would have been fine. I think that the problems of this scene are just carried over from the fact that the movie was too ambiguous. At the most. I think the movie, the ending itself, otherwise,
right. That also relates to what the gateway thing ship does. How does it infect minds?
Yeah.
Is it with them forever? Are they gonna? Is it just psychological? Are they just scared, or is there something going on? We're not. That's sort of. I guess that's kind of the ambiguity they were going for anyway. But when you do that,
I mean,
everything is open. You don't know what could be happening next.
Because someone said earlier about there's half the ship left. Does it still work with half the ship? And it's like, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. The movie never explained. So
depending on what effect you want to have, you explain different things. But I think the problem was that it didn't explain anything really.
I mean, I can understand how people feel about it. I obviously look at it a little bit different, but I can see why people.
We lost someone in the watch together.
Oh, we did. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Cedar.
No, we lost another person. Idiot.
Did we? Oh.
There's four people in it.
Oh, well, I'm still there.
I'm still there.
I don't know who's.
I'm also still there.
I can see all 5 people.
Well, but there's only 4 lit up.
Maybe Zach's philosophizing. I don't know. Are they there? Are they really there?
Numbers are subjective, apparently. Thank you, Nostalgia Critic.
There are 5. There are 5 people in the chat. There are 4.
There are 4 lights.
And why did he feel clean? Because they were clean.
Yeah, but then again,
let's just see.
Death makes everyone a philosopher anyway, so it's what are you gonna do?
No one's ever really gone.
Oh shit. God help us. Oh, I can't use that line.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I'm here. What do you need help with?
Yes. Say Allah help us. That works.
I mean, are
It's
they still
more
in jail, or
creative.
did they get
Buddha,
out? Because
help.
either way, there's a lot of plot holes that don't add up. You just didn't know
let's
how
just
to
see what
end
his
this, so you
wrap-up
rated
is
M.
of
Night
this.
Shyamalan's throwaway twist, didn't you? Yeah, okay.
Comedy comes in threes.
Also, sound balancing.
Yeah.
Oh,
also,
actually, when I think
this face. This. Yeah, that face is gonna haunt my nightmares. Here you go.
Yeah. Thanks, Zach.
Thank you so much.
I can't wait to leave this channel.
Too bad that's going in your memes chat.
You know-
YouTube chat. Go to Smud Boy's meme channel.
You know, my
on
copy warned me
Discord
about
to
this.
see Nostalgia Critic's lovely face.
Oh.
Oh, also, I think I might have realised. I think it was me who actually left the watch together.
Idiot.
For some reason, it was perfectly fine, but then I could see people like, yeah, carry on.
All right.
Okay, let's wrap this up. I'm not entirely sure why this film has a following because, honestly, it's a little too boring to even warrant one. Everything is just paint by numbers in terms of phoned-in space horror. However, I don't always hear people talk about the version that we did get, but rather the version that we didn't get. Apparently, this movie was really edited down, and there's a rough cut somewhere that's a lot more gory. So gory that I'm just gonna put the time code here in case you're squeamish, because, yeah, this gets pretty intense. Remember those quick cuts of the people suffering in hell? There was apparently a lot more of that in this movie. Like, a ton. And when you look at the detail on those quick edits, they actually are pretty damn disturbing. And don't get me wrong, if this isn't your thing, it's totally understandable, and it'd still probably be a dumb movie. But at least it would have gone all the way with something. Because by God, this is some fucked up imagery here. Sadly though, the studio said it was too
At least it would have gone all the way with something. I don't think it needed to.
No,
and
but
it
also
seems
from
like we got enough.
Patching it through.
I mean, how much gore do you need? Really, I need I need gore to go as far as possible to make it good.
Right. We need that scene in Saw where the fucking staircase pops out and breaks the dude's shins in half.
Also, I mean, he says it's boring, but from the clips and everything he showed, it didn't seem that boring to me.
Well, he said Sam Neill's makeup was rubbish, but it's exactly the same as what the other makeup stuff and effects
Also,
were. It's
he's,
like
in a review, he's calling it boring. Boring is the most subjective criticism that you could ever give. Just because you find something boring doesn't mean the person sitting next to you will.
Yeah, like if me against the Nostalgia Critic, he goes, "Oh, it's boring." I just say, "I found it fun, and I found it great."
That's the literal counter to it. Is I liked it.
Yeah, I remember seeing that, and I was doing my final analysis of Inquisition. I was like, well, it's ambiguous. It does these other things, and it's not very compelling. It doesn't really draw me in because it's paint by numbers. The villain is just
yeah.
You explained the reasoning behind your emotion.
Sure, but that's because I was inherently bored. I was like, what do I do with this? Like, I'm just sitting there going, this is so silly. And everyone loves it. Like, there's all these people, oh my God, it's the greatest Dragon Age ever. And you're like, okay.
Yeah, I remember having a similar reaction.
Well, me and Cedar are actually going over the Dragon Age Inquisition, talking about it.
Yeah.
And we both hate the game. We think it's the worst Dragon Age game.
It's hard to quantify as a product of quality because you could see, all right, they put effort here and there. They put lots of voice acting this and that way. You're like, yeah, they put the artists where they should be. We get it. But all the things they promised aren't there. All the things that made it unique are not there. Like traveling on a horse.
Two games worth of build-up. 2 games worth of build-up of the Mage Templar War gets solved by pressing X to start the game.
Let's kill off Hawk, or maybe not. Let's kill off his other guy because there's a giant spider in the magical dream world. Like what?
It's the only Dragon Age I've played, and I've not been very impressed.
Oh, don't say that. Go to the first game. That'll at least be.
No. It's just I'm usually I'm not too big a fan of BioWare, but yeah, I probably will because I think they are on Game Pass.
Origins
is the one you play.
And yeah.
Well,
yeah, no, I wanted to try it for a while, but I just never got around to it. But yeah, I mostly was also kind of looking at people strangely when they were like, "Oh God, it's so good." I'm like, yeah, it's kind of shit.
It's
maybe.
When you think about as BioWare said that the main character was going to be Hawk in the original first draft of it,
it would have made sense. It would have made sense. What happened to the hero? He vanished, and then he comes back.
Yeah, he vanished. And also, Crifius is connected to Hawk.
Yeah, the whole
quite
reason.
strongly.
This is Mass Effect 2 DLC all over again. It's like why did Inquisition happen? Because someone made a DLC where you unlock this villain from this long slumberous prison, and you're like, oh, so why did we play Dragon Age 2? Just play the DLC.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
which is the same thing with.
I'm a big fan of Dragon Age 2, but it is not important to the story.
Right. Same with Arrival for Mass Effect 2. Like you didn't have to play Mass Effect 2, just play Arrival. It's like, oh, now we can play Mass Effect 3.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly the same. Yeah. But yeah, so when I was reading the first draft of it, with Hawk as the hero, it made a hell of a lot more sense with everything. But BioWare's decided that there's got to be a new protagonist in each Dragon Age game.
I don't.
So,
hey, really? Why though?
Because the bad sales of Dragon Age 2 made them think that people wanted different characters each time.
That seems like a wrong conclusion.
Yeah, BioWare make wrong conclusions all the time. Like, if it had good ideas, we would not be in this situation.
I wouldn't have been as critical as I was the first time 10 years ago. So.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But yeah, because I'm obviously hearing about the Dragon Age 4. Yeah, sorry, Event Horizon. Sorry,
there we
do
go.
apologize.
Off topic, but I was just sent this. Smud, can you give me context for this picture?
I don't because I haven't watched that video they were linking to, but apparently those guys were watching a review of Dragon Age.
Is that the Dragon Age? Yeah, I'll give context. Flint Glockwood, who's usually comes on, has never played Inquisition, so he watched this review this guy did, and he got nothing from it apart from Iron Bull looks like Smud Boy. There's the ice is sometimes in fire, which doesn't make sense. The main character looks like Mike from Monsters Inc. The way they designed it,
right?
And the reviewer gave Dragon Age Inquisition 9.5 out of 10, and put Vegeta as like 9.5. So that's all he got from it. It's a really bad. It's a bad review. It's a really, really bad review.
The only thing he understood was that Iron Bull had an eye patch, and because the mock-up of Casey Hudson that looks like a venom snake has an eye patch, so he's like, oh,
yeah,
it looks like Smud Boy. I was like, no, please don't associate me.
Yeah, no.
Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yes. My name to this, please.
That's just too much. Anyway.
Oh goodness.
Let's just keep going.
Anyway, Nostalgia Critic has a review on Event Horizon.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's got an excuse for a couple of crappy skits. That's
what are you talking about?
More than he is.
During cut it out, leaving us with just a lame, generic-ass ghost flick. Had they kept these cuts in...
Generic?
Generic?
What? Okay.
Yes,
also,
because
Jesus, the pause that I nailed here. Oh my god.
Yeah, because films like these are a dime a dozen. I mean, honestly.
I'm not too sure it's...
Every year, they just bring out like 10 or 20
is that
bloody ghost ship
Is
movies.
that a cardboard cutout? Like, what is that?
It's cut out of a human.
Somebody say ghost ship?
I'm just like, what am I looking at? It looks like someone cut out a person like as a 2D image.
Yeah.
And put it on a piece of cardboard. I'm like, what is?
Yeah, it's
I agree.
It felt like
I definitely see what you're
it
saying.
reminded me of what was that effect in Superman where they get banished to the Phantom Zone and that 2-dimensional thing is spinning. Zod is trapped.
Also, Superman has a cellophane shield in that movie.
Oh, really?
He has a what?
Weird. Yeah, he takes the shield off his chest and it's like made of cellophane.
Ooh.
And he just throws it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's weird.
Anyways.
Anywho.
And it might
Event
have made
Horizon.
the movie stand out more. Help make it a lot more unique. It'd be kind of like taking the gore out of the Evil Dead movies. It's just a big part of the identity. Maybe.
I don't even know what to say about that.
I think
really dumb.
this is gore, just not as much as he was expecting because there's more to it. Therefore, the analogy between this and Evil Dead is like, no. There's still gore, but maybe if Evil Dead had like even more gore, you'd be like,
no, but it also sometimes having the gore in the background can be effective just for a different reason.
Yeah. This is a very.
I'm sure more gore. Yeah, I'm sure more gore would not have made him like this movie anymore.
Yeah, this is
I feel like he's.
This is an argument like, even though it's bad, if they went one direction that we could see clearly what they were trying to do, it would still be respectful or at least have a specific flavor, which is kind of like saying if you go to a steakhouse and they don't have Tex-Mex, but they just have generic steak. You're like, oh, at least they were trying for Tex-Mex. It's like, no, that's not the point. Was the meat any good, yes or no? That's what matters. He obviously didn't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Putting it back in might have solved a lot.
Sorry?
Yeah. He just come. Yeah, he come. He's an idiot. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with just saying, yeah, I didn't like this. This is what didn't work for me. There's nothing wrong with posting a review and saying, like, these are my subjective takes.
He thinks,
but to present your subjective opinions as an objective take is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, he thinks it's generic space horror, and I'm like, compared to what other space horrors? Just give us a comparison that why you think this way, and then we go, oh, right, this is where you're coming
literally
from.
Just quantify that. Just quantify that statement.
The closest I could ever think of this being near is like Dead Space as a video game. Does some homages to it.
Maybe.
No, listen, Dead Space is generic.
Yeah, that's generic. Diamond doesn't.
Yeah.
But do you know what I mean? That I can't really think of anything.
Well, to me, some of the style looked a bit like Doom.
Yeah.
Doom, yeah, true. Yeah, Doom, yeah.
Like this hellish stuff.
Yeah, I'll agree.
Yeah, I'll agree with that as well. As I said, I was just going from the top of my head of the closest thing that I could think of, and it wasn't even a movie. So, yeah, it's just underneath the hat. But,
that's all. Carry on.
Yep, carry on.
How ironic is that a guy who directed a PG-13 Mortal Kombat had to be censored for gore in an R-rated movie? I guess this dude will never get his gore-sploitation masterpiece. So, maybe it's not the film itself, but the film it could have been that fascinates people.
No.
So he thinks that this film just wanted gore.
No.
That was
wrong.
That's his take on the film.
This is a very simple
an
answer.
attempt at a gore fest.
It's a very simple answer. I think he actually said it because it's too gory. You can't show it with that label at the theaters. You have to get a wider audience. So that obviously the producer's like, whoa, slow down. Let's cut some of that out.
Yeah.
Paul W.S. Anderson.
You can also release it in extended.
I think he made Resident Evil films. I think.
Yep. Today he is best known as the creative voice behind the Resident Evil film series, which stars his eventual wife, Mila Jovovich. He's married to Mila Jovovich.
Oh, wait. Is he?
Yeah.
Oh,
fucker.
Does that mean he's the guy behind the Monster Hunter film?
Yes.
Wait.
Yeah.
Hold on. No, shut up. Wait. Future projects. Oh, fuck.
Is Hawk right? I think Hawk is right. No one hires Mila Jovovich, anymore apart from her husband.
Yeah, he's working on Monster Hunter.
Oh, I literally asked you to.
I literally asked you. What are you yelling at? Who do you think you're yelling at?
You what, mate?
You what, mate? But yeah, let's just carry on because he's about to wrap up. But just to answer his question of why people like it is just because it's the movie that people imagine. You're wrong. You're so incredibly wrong, Nostalgia Critic. Because I like it because it's the movie they gave to me and I enjoy it. So.
Oh, he made Alien vs Predator.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Paul Anderson.
Oh, he's not. If you're expecting like a Citizen Kane on there, I mean,
Death Race 2, Death Race 3, Inferno, Death Race Beyond Anarchy. What the fuck? There were 4 Death Race movies.
They remade the original?
I thought there was one.
Yeah, Death Race 2000 from the 70s.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they remade it. Yeah, Jason Statham's in it. It's Jason Statham in the first one. Yeah.
Right?
Utterly crap. Utterly rubbish.
Fun though.
Yeah.
He made the Three Musketeers 2011.
Yeah. And who starred in that as well?
I have no
idea.
idea.
Who starred in that Three Musketeers? Yeah.
Unironically, Mila Jovovich.
Yep.
The original Death Race
funny.
2000 was fantastic. I love that film. Bunch of cars, bunch of tits, people dying. It's amazing. Fantastic.
When the nurses wheel out all the old people and he dodges them, and you see all the nurses fly up behind the bush as he's running them over. Is
10,000 points.
10,000 points. Yeah. It's a great film. It's a laugh a minute.
I just pull up your stream and I still have Nostalgia Critics. I don't fucking know shrug face still up. It's haunting.
Come on, let's just because I think he's only got a couple of seconds before he goes into a skit.
He's got like 3 minutes. He's got
skit or ad or something like
that. I'm not gonna have the answer why, but at least if you find the flick as dull as I do, there's at least a more interesting making of story that can go along with it. I guess one of those is liable to get your attention, but for me, I'd much rather watch what this creepy ass imagery was going to be than the snooze fest it became.
Yeah, but you skipped.
And speaking of hell, you think of relocating anytime soon?
Oh, no, skit. It's just a skit. Jesus.
Right, we're done. We're done.
Right, I'm
yeah, we're done. Yeah, we're done.
All right,
awesome.
Bogue, let's see what we got here. That's the face he made when he couched L. Ellis. Couched.
Cast.
What?
When he casting couched.
Oh.
God.
Oh dear.
Casting couched Ellis. Oh my god. I never thought I'd hear casting couch as a verb.
Well, in that way, for sure. What?
Yeah.
And especially in relation to Lindsay Ellis.
Oh dear.
Oh god.
Mark in 3D. Nostalgia Critic reviewing System Shock. Ha ha, funny AI. Oh boy.
Fairy Joker says, got to go. It was fun.
Okay.
Oh.
Alrighty.
Oh, okay.
We're done. Yeah. We're pretty much done. So that was fine.
Yeah. On the whole,
Preparation H does feel good. On the whole.
And then you can make a decision on it. But looking from this review, he skips over too much to even give a basic idea of what the movie's about. He misses a lot of important dialogue scenes.
I agree. That's the problem with like just 20-minute reviews like this.
And even then, he didn't manage to convince me that it is boring.
Yeah.
All right, he's done 20 minutes, but how much of that was crappy skits and an intro?
Probably about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, ironically, about 10 minutes.
I don't think jokes or slapstick humor are a very effective form of argument. I mean, if you don't like something, say it's not good because it's this. It's like then you crack a joke about it. It's like, okay, are we supposed to take you seriously now, or do you want to just make us laugh?
You can throw in some punchy jokes, like that's fine. A punchy joke here and there is fine, but when you turn every one of your criticisms into a joke, I cannot take you seriously.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's trying to fire comedy, and it's like that would work if one of the jokes landed every couple of
And you can make jokes about something being bad. You know, you can basically make an argument that's also funny.
Like, just an example of this. The script that I'm writing for a review on Shadow of War, I have this sentence. Story shit. The game wants to be involved in the world of Middle Earth and use the lore while absolutely breaking it entirely. Backstories and characters are completely different to what is established by the books. And then in parentheses, I have a little joke. Don't fucking mention the movies. That's whataboutism. And also, I don't care. The movies stand on their own. Fuck, I love those movies. Like, a little joke like that is fine. But when every one of your criticisms, and then you have a 5-minute skit to go along with it, you're just a clown.
Also, good take on Shadow of War.
Yeah, story's shit, game's good.
But yeah,
glad someone
this whole review with Event Horizon, it's watch it for yourself and make your own decision, because you're not going to get any answers from Nostalgia Critic.
It made me want to rewatch it, so just to see how accurate he was, but also because it looks like a fun film.
I can tell you how accurate he was without ever even watching the movie. He wasn't accurate at all.
Yeah, I know.
There was one or two jokes that I genuinely laughed at, but then his voice just ruined it for me.
Yeah.
And then his face showed up, and everything was.
Oh, that
a ghost credit card.
Then my boner was gone as soon as I saw his face.
Well, the whole
it stayed for that long.
What was it? The shrug ending. It was like, okay,
I'm a believer.
Yeah, that shrug ending. It's like you don't even know what a shrug ending is, Doug. Jesus Christ, you can't just say.
I'm not even sure what a shrug ending would be, or an example of a shrug ending. Lord of the Rings just ends on a shrug. Like,
The Sopranos, maybe?
Yeah, it's finished.
Yeah, I mean, they just kind of like yeet the ring, and they're just like, all right, well, that's done.
Yeah, but we didn't see what Frodo did in 20 years after the ring was destroyed. So it's kind of just like a shrug ending. So
all right. Well, thanks guys for keeping me company. I appreciate it. That wasn't that painful. I mean, it was kind of cringy at certain moments, but other than that,
I mean, I feel like I gave you part of my soul, but other than that, I feel great.
I mean, we skipped the most cringy part, so
that is also true.
It was fun. It was fun doing this, but not. If I had to sit through it on my own and watch it, I'd probably have bought some rope.
God. All right. Well, good night, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any other suggestions, leave them in the suggestions part of the Discord. If you want to vote, come to the Discord and vote on the 4 channels that have voting for Smudcast. And if you want to join me and whomever else on the Smudcast, message me directly. I appreciate it. I'll be happy to say hello. Okay. Well.
No.
All right. I think we're done. Let's go get a drink and go to bed because I'm very tired.
Yes.
Yes.
That sounds like a good idea.
It's late.
Good night.
Or rather early.